Alrighty, welcome back everybody to our latest live stream. I hope everybody's having a good afternoon so far. We have multiple tornado warnings ongoing in both Florida and Georgia. This is all from a low pressure system that is centered actually near Tallahassee, Florida, and we are seeing multiple tornado warnings, and we've already had a couple of tornadoes thus far out of these storms. So let's hop right into the warnings that we have right now, because we have 3 active tornado warnings. We probably have a good half a dozen to a dozen storms that are currently rotating that are not warned as of right now because of either having broader rotation or at least they are in a development stage. So let's get right into what is happening right now here in Florida. We're going to begin with the first tornado warning. This one's near Lake City. This one is currently just located east of Lake City, west of Jacksonville. This one's been tornado warned for a good about 20-25 minutes now. The rotation is located just south of Route 90 that is moving to the north toward Interstate 10. Make sure that you are seeking shelter immediately away from windows and lowest floor possible if you're in the Sanderson area. And again, this storm will be moving off to the north and northeast over the next several minutes, and even if it doesn't produce a tornado, we are still going to be watching for some damaging winds. Notice there's actually a pretty good little hail core as well with this storm. We're probably seeing somewhere in the ballpark of dime-sized hail, perhaps even closer to quarter-sized hail with this particular storm as it moves to the north. I did want to mention, by the way, the time at the top left of your screen, that is in Central Time. I will fix that here in a minute. So again, we're not an hour behind. That's just I accidentally have it on Central Time. We have another severe thunderstorm warning back near Fargo. This is about to cross into Georgia. This storm might go tornado warned here shortly. We are starting to see an increased amount of rotation, and it just went tornado warned. So new tornado warning for Route 441 near Watson, Needmore, and Fargo. Again, seek shelter away from windows and lowest floor possible. This storm is crossing into southern Georgia. It's right now in northern Florida. This actually has pretty strong rotation. Let's go to the correlation coefficient. And this is 155. Let's kind of double cross this a little bit. So the rotation's down here to the south. We don't have currently any CC drop, so not confirmed as of now, but this could drop a tornado at any time as it moves toward Route 441 in Fargo, Georgia. Make sure that you're seeking shelter away from windows and lowest floor possible. We do have 2 more tornado warnings west of this. There's one back up here north of the Valdosta area. This one is probably going to be let to expire, but with that being said, we still have some rotation in both of these storms near the Cecil area. These are moving to the north. We'll have to watch this closely. By no means is this currently a imminent threat, but there is still a little bit of broad rotation there. And then also further to the south of this, back near the Valdosta area, there is some rotation trying to develop here. And so we'll have to watch that as it goes to the north along Interstate 75. So again, stay away from windows in the lowest floor possible. We also have another tornado warning further up to the north and west. This is going toward the Moultrie area. Again, trying to pronounce these. This is moving to the north, going toward Route 319. The rotation is going to be embedded right here near 33. That's moving to the north-northwest toward the Funston area. So again, if you're in this tornado warning, seek shelter away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. There was a little bit more rotation with this storm about 5 minutes ago before I went live. See it right here near 33. A little bit more rotation near the Shelley area, and it has weakened just a little bit. But with that being said, again, this could drop a tornado at any time. So make sure you're staying in your safe place, away from windows, and on the lowest floor possible. Let's go back out here into the Florida storms. And again, this tornado warning is going to be expiring in 2 minutes at 3 o'clock on the dot, so as this moves to the north. But this might get tornado warned again. We still have pretty good rotation on this one right now. Let's go to the correlation coefficient and check this out. I don't see anything definitive right now. The storm itself, if there were to be a tornado, would probably be further up here to the north. But right here, again, this is your little hook right here. Tornado would be located right there. Not a whole lot of rotation in that particular spot. But again, if you're in Sanderson, stay in your safe place at least for the next few minutes as this moves to the north and east. The National Weather Service just issued a new severe thunderstorm warning on this storm. That means this tornado warning will not continue, most likely at least. But it does have a tornado possible label. So this could technically still drop a tornado sometime down the road. But right now the rotation is broadened out just a little bit. The storm near Fargo a couple minutes ago looked a little bit more concerning. It does seem as if that rotation is weakened a little bit, so it's a little bit weaker for the time being. This is moving to the north toward Fargo, Georgia. Again, stay in your safe place, away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. All right, I'm going to zoom out, just give you an idea of what's going on right now. The tornado warning north of Valdosta just was canceled, and then we still have the other tornado warning for about 30 more seconds back over near Lake City. Let me get the timestamp fixed at the top left real quick. I need to find the link to that. 1 second. Let's see if this fixes it. There we go. All right, time is fixed at the top left of your screen for your convenience. Valdosta. Thank you, Cliff. I didn't realize Georgia names were hard to pronounce. All right, let's go back down to here. Tornado warning just expired again east of Lake City. We're going to go back to the Georgia radar site here. We're going to check out these other storms. And again, this is all originating from a low pressure system that is back over to the west. It's near Tallahassee. So we're basically getting all these storms in a northerly and northwesterly direction. A lot of these are. And we have enough shear, and that's going to produce a few tornadoes today. So we've already seen a couple. This is an area, I believe, that's actually not in a risk of severe weather right now. Could be wrong. They might have added this area in. But originally, there was a marginal threat of severe weather for areas basically east of Valdosta. So east of there, going back toward Jacksonville, there's a marginal threat. In their next Storm Prediction Center update, I wouldn't be surprised if they expand that marginal threat a little bit, just kind of for reference. Right now, the risk area, it's not very large. All right, let's go back to the velocities, and let's go back to the Moultrie storm. Again, right now, I'm not seeing a whole lot here anymore. I'm going to check on my other radar to make sure. Not nearly as much rotation. There's a couple of pockets. The main areas that we're looking at is right here and right here. So there's one near 319, and then there's one just east of 319, west of Berlin. And so more than likely, I think actually both of these are rotating. These are both rotating. We actually have hooks on both of them. These are low top supercells, so these are very, they're not very high up into the atmosphere. We're not talking about like 50,000 foot tall storms. They're like 25,000 feet or so, 30,000 feet. But these are the two areas on this storm that have rotation right now. Neither of them are very strong, but they definitely could produce a tornado at any time. Correlation coefficient not picking up on a tornado on either one of those pockets of rotation right now. But again, these are two different areas of rotation that are moving north-northwest. Both of them could produce a tornado at any time. Here's the latest radar scan. So a little bit further up to the north now. And again, these again could produce a tornado at any time. So stay in your safe place, away from windows and lowest floor possible. Again, this is in southern Georgia, and this will be going toward Norman Park eventually as well. And again, we have a little bit of rotation just north of the Valdosta area in Georgia. This one in particular, not rotating too much right now, but it'll be something to watch for. At the bare minimum, we're at least seeing some sort of gusty winds moving through Interstate 75. So if you're traveling on the roadways, it might be a little bit windy there as those storms continue to move to the north. And we still have a few pockets of broad rotation back up near the Sill area, so maybe right here, just west of Interstate 75, just a little bit of rotation, not enough to have a tornado warning. And again, the other two back over near Moultrie, going off to the north-northeast, both still have rotation. This is the main area of rotation, though, that is just off to the east of Route 319. So again, stay in your safe place, away from windows, lowest floor possible. This is definitely the main area of rotation, though, and we'll definitely be watching that very closely. Again, no CC drop at this time, but again, that could happen at any time. And back over on the storm that is nearing Fargo in Georgia. This one in particular had a bit stronger of rotation initially. It's a little bit broader now. It's near Route 441, moving to the north and east. Again, stay away from windows, lowest floor possible if you're included in this tornado warning. But the rotation is definitely broader than before, but we'll still watch it as it moves off to the north and east. Again, that'll be going toward Route 441 and Fargo in Georgia. And then for the time being, the other storms that are coming right now are really developing back over near Interstate 10. None of these are really rotating right now. I'm not seeing anything in particular that's too concerning there. Obviously, still something to watch for as these storms continue to move off to the north. And then we do have a little bit of some gusty winds back in areas like Gainesville, Newberry, and Keystone Heights. None of these storms in particular really rotating too much right now, but these will all be something to watch as they move off to the north and northeast. They are developing storms right now, a little bit of lightning as well, and those will all be something to watch for as they move off to the north and northeast. We also have a little bit of rotation developing near Route 121 going toward Interstate 10. That'll eventually be moving toward Baldwin. So if you're anywhere in these areas, again, be alert. This storm also starting to rotate a little bit. This storm also near Interstate 10 west of Sanderson, the one that was originally tornado warned, is still has a little bit of rotation. So we'll also have to watch that one as it moves off to the north and northeast. But again, there are multiple storms right now across both northern Georgia southern Georgia and northern Florida that are like a lot of these storms are rotating right now. There's a lot of shear right now in this environment, which is making this pretty interesting overall. Thank you, by the way, Reagan, for becoming a VIP Velocity member. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Velocities. Let's get some hearts in the chat for Reagan. I'm going to check Twitter real quick and see if we have any updates. So the Storm Prediction Center didn't really change much on the risk outlook. The marginal threat of severe weather is still in place for both southern Georgia and northern Florida. It has extended a little bit further out to the west, so they expanded it a little bit. But really, this is the main area to watch for the next 3 to 4 hours. They'll be right in here for any tornado risk. There's also still a marginal threat of severe weather in very far southern Florida, closer to Miami. So that is still in place at this time. But obviously, pretty concerning stuff when we're talking about this area, because there's a lot more shear available in northern Florida and southern Georgia. Was this expected for today? This actually, I mean, this was kind of expected in a way. I don't know if it was really expected to be, you know, this crazy when it comes to how many tornado warnings we've had so far, but because this is not it. We've had tornado warnings for the last couple hours. I just wasn't able to go live. We've had tornado warnings, though, for, you know, probably a good 2 to 3 hours in northern Florida and southern Georgia. We've had at least 2 confirmed tornadoes, I believe, by radar. I could be wrong on that number, but there was 2 CC drops earlier that I can assure you happened. I saw them on Twitter, so presumably they happened. But this was in the forecast. I mean, we have enough shear up here. The low level, the low pressure system is back out here to the west. It's near Tallahassee. So we got that spin. Again, enough shear in this area. The low level jet's cranking. And this was kind of expected multiple days ago with the low pressure center track. It was supposed to go through the Gulf Coast, and Florida was supposed to see tornadoes today, at least a few of them. So we've already had a couple. I believe we got 1 or 2 as well in southern Florida this morning. Thought there were air shows down in southern Florida today. I do not 100% know. All right, let's go back and check out some of these storms again. We do have a little bit more rotation developing south of the McClenny area. This is, again, an area of rotation that is not tornado warned, but it is something that is attempting to develop. It's associated with another low-top supercell near 121, moving to the northeast toward Interstate 10. McClenny, again, this is just to the west of Baltimore. So if you're on Interstate 10 between Sanderson and Baldwin, be mindful there is a little bit of rotation on that storm. Still broad, it's not tight yet. And we also have a little bit of weak rotation back near 229. That's also moving to the northeast. 2 different pockets of rotation there. The storm near Fargo looks like we're starting to see a little bit of an increase in activity with this one. And stay in your safe place, away from windows, lowest floor possible. If you're near Fargo, Route 441 is in the track of this. This rotation is a little bit stronger than before. This one's trying to develop something here. Again, that'll be going toward 94. This is going into southern Georgia as we speak. It just crossed over the Florida and Georgia border. There's a little bit of rotation there. If we go to the close-up radar site, it's not nearly as definitive, but there is still at least a little bit of rotation there. It's going toward 441. It's going to be going toward Fargo in the next 5 minutes. And we also still have some rotation back up near Moultrie in southern parts of Georgia. That's the rotation. Again, it's not too tight right now. It's definitely not very strong, but it could potentially develop a tornado at any time. Correlation coefficient not showing anything in terms of debris. This is what the storms look like right now as of 2:01. This is now 2:07, so that is the latest radar scan. Where I have encircled right there near 319, that is another pocket of rotation going toward Moultrie, Georgia. So again, if you're there, make sure you're staying in your safe place, away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. And back over near Valdosta, we still have multiple storms rolling through that area. The one that's over the Valdosta area, not currently really rotating at the surface. The one off to the north of it, though, has a little bit more rotation, but I would say more than anything, it's mostly gusty winds. There also might be some small hail with that one as well, as that continues to roll off to the north and northeast. But for the time being, the more concerning storms, I'd say, are the ones that are back in here in parts of northern Florida between Lake City and Jacksonville. All these storms that I just circled here at least have some level of rotation. The one near the McClenny area was definitely a little bit more concerning. Looked like more of a development that was attempting to happen. Latest radar scan still showing broad rotation on both of these. Again, these will be something to watch for over the short term, over the next 5 to 10 minutes, if they can somehow develop something there. And then back near Fargo, we still have a little bit of rotation moving to the north-northeast. That'll be going toward Route 441 over the next several minutes in southern Georgia. Yes, this severe thunderstorm warning does have a tornado possible, yeah. Yeah, a lot of these severe thunderstorm warnings, the majority of them do. I mean, we only have 2 right now, but the ones that have been issued so far over the last couple of hours, most of them have had at least some level of a tornado possible or something along those lines. Another severe thunderstorm warning near Gainesville. This storm in particular has now a tornado possible label as well. This rotation actually looks to be a bit more concerning. We don't have a great radar view with this particular storm, but this one in particular, just north of Gainesville, Florida. If you know anybody in Gainesville, definitely make sure they're aware of this. It's moving away from Gainesville towards Stark and Hampton and Waldo, but that rotation right now looks pretty strong on radar. Not sure if we have any other better radar views on this one. I don't think we really do. This is basically our best one. Yeah, the rotation looks pretty strong right now. We're gonna look at the correlation coefficient in a second. New tornado warning actually over in Valdosta. New pocket of rotation developing. This is actually in a completely different area. This is actually near 94, just to on the east side of Valdosta. Seek shelter away from windows, lowest floor possible. This area of rotation looks pretty strong. It's right there. It's actually that little area. We might actually have debris. I'm trying to verify that real quick. Yeah, looks like we have there's potentially a tornado in progress right now. This is, again, just southeast of Valdosta. Seek shelter immediately away from windows, lowest floor possible. Again, in southern Georgia, strong rotation, potentially a tornado on the ground here on the east side of Valdosta, or Valdosta, sorry, I keep mispronouncing it. Yeah, this is a tornado on the ground. And stay in your safe place, away from windows, lowest floor possible if you're included in this tornado warning. There has been a funnel cloud confirmed on the storm near Moultrie, by the way. That was approximately 6 minutes ago. There was a funnel cloud on that storm. So just for reference. And seek shelter away from windows and on the lowest floor possible if you're included in this tornado warning. A tornado is likely on the ground right now, moving off to the north, going toward Indianola, and this is going to be right along Route 84. Again, you need to get in your safe place immediately if you're in this tornado warning. Looks a little bit weaker now. We're going to go back to the tornado warning. Again, this is the pocket of rotation. It's just on the east side of Valdosta, moving off to the north-northwest. Going toward Bemis, Barretts, and as well as the Franklinville area. Again, this looks pretty strong in terms of rotation in the lower levels. Let me go a little bit higher on the tilt. This is the last radar scan. Again, it looked like there was a tornado on the ground for sure, just north of Newsom a few minutes ago. Most recent radar scan, a little bit weaker on that rotation, but it's still there. Yeah, it's near Route 84, moving to the north-northwest. Fun fact, during El Nino weather patterns in the winter, Florida sees actually a lot more tornadoes. Believe it or not. It's a very active time of the year when El Nino strikes. There's a lot more tornadoes in Florida. Just statistically overall, there's way more tornadoes than during a La Nina winter. Wow, look at this rotation here. Fargo right now. Definitely got some rotation right now. We're going toward Fargo. We're going to try to see if this other radar site shows it. Yeah, so right there, rotation right now just down to the southwest of Fargo. No CC drop, meaning there's no confirmed tornado at this time, but again, it could drop a tornado at any time. And then back down near Gainesville, we still have rotation along 24 going toward Waldo, Hampton, Keystone Heights, and Stark. That could also produce a tornado at any time, so stay in your safe place, away from windows, lowest floor possible. Yeah, nothing confirmed to this point on this storm, but it looked like there was a tornado on the ground there briefly, just on to the east side of Valdosta. Here's the latest radar scan. Not nearly as much rotation on this radar scan. Again, if there is a tornado, it would be located down here near Route 84 in Indianola. Rotation is a little bit weaker, though, than the last radar scan. Again, back over near Fargo, we also have rotation approaching Fargo, Georgia. This is also on the stronger side of rotation. And again, this could drop a tornado at any time. Stay in your safe place, away from windows, and on the lowest floor possible if you are included in this tornado warning. Again, this is moving off to the north-northeast toward Route 441. That could also drop a tornado at any time. We have multiple storms rotating, guys. By the way, there's a lot of different storms rotating. I'm going to the ones that are, most imminent risk, but we are still checking some of the other storms. Like the one near Waldo, for example, in Florida. That one also has some stronger rotation. This could get tornado warned at some point soon. The only problem with this particular storm is that we are pretty far away from any radar sites. It's a little bit of a radar hole, but there is definitely at least a little bit of rotation there, just southwest of the Waldo area, going towards Stark and Keystone Heights. The ones that we're mainly looking at have the most imminent threat of producing a tornado. The one near Fargo in particular definitely could produce a tornado at any time. Let's go back to Valdosta again. Yeah, it looks like we have a tornado still right here. There's likely a tornado right here. If there's a tornado ongoing right now, it's right here. It's literally crossing over near Indianola. It's about to be going through Route 41. But this is quite strong rotation. This is exactly where the tornado would be. And we've yet to have official confirmation on this, but it is likely that we have a tornado on the ground right now. Again, moving off to the north. This is where it is now. It's near Route 41 on the northeast side of Valdosta, Georgia. And seek shelter immediately away from windows on the lowest floor possible if you are included in this tornado warning. If there is a tornado, it's going to be located right there near Route 41 and 221. That little green circle is just detached from this storm. Still radar indicated rotation for the time being, but again, we could have a tornado at any time on this storm. And stay in your safe place away from windows on the lowest floor possible. The storm that's near Fargo, Georgia as well. Rotation has picked up again on this storm. This also could drop a tornado at any time. Let's go to the correlation coefficient. No CC drop on this one yet, but again, this could also drop a tornado at any time. Stay in your safe place away from windows, lowest floor possible if you're included in that tornado warning. The one near Moultrie, this warning is likely going to be canceled. The area of rotation has weakened on this one. The storm in general actually weakened out. Again, these are low top supercells, so they're going to weaken pretty quickly. All right, here's the latest radar scan. Let's go back to the velocities. Wait for the next reflectivity scan. Again, if there's a tornado, it's going to be located right here. It's near Route 221 on the northeast side of Valdosta, Georgia. Right there again, near Route 41 and 221, that intersection. That is where the strongest rotation is located at this time. The storm near Gainesville that had some rotation, by the way, that is weakening a little bit. And then the one near McClenny, Florida, also weakening a little bit. And the rotation just northwest of Sanderson, Florida, also weakening. All right, just checking all the different stuff on my phone as well. Yeah, if there's going to be a tornado, it's going to be located near Indianola. Doesn't look like we have anything right now on the ground, but again, it could drop at any time. Moving to the north toward Bemis, eventually going toward Barretts and Franklinville in southern Georgia. How many tornadoes have happened now? I don't know the exact number. I think so far today we've at least had 3 confirmed tornadoes by radar. But it's pretty unknown about the exact number. I don't know if we've actually had any like actual reports on the ground of tornadoes. I'd have to check. I'll check real quick and see. We had 0 confirmed tornadoes, like as in reports, but according to radar, we've had like 2 or 3 radar confirmed tornadoes. All right, let's go back to the velocities again. Velocities radar update here in a second. Yeah, if you're in Fargo, Georgia, stay in your safe place. Again, there are 3 active tornado warnings stretching from southern Georgia back into northern Florida. We also have a couple of, or we actually have 3 severe thunderstorm warnings right now in Florida. Tornado warning was just canceled back up near Moultrie, Georgia. That one is now done. Again, back up near the Valdosta area. Waiting for the velocities radar update here. And this particular storm could produce a tornado at any time. This is near the Cherry Creek Hills, Bemis, 125, Barretts, and Franklinville. And again, in southern Georgia. Velocities radar has yet to update. But yeah, if there's a tornado on the ground, it's going to be heading toward Bemis, Georgia. Am I on a laptop? I'm always on a laptop. I have a second monitor, though. Samantha, I think only one time. Only one time, and I was under a tornado warning. Yeah, if you're near Valdosta, you definitely want to be watching the storms over the next 2 hours. I mean, even after this one, we still have to watch this activity down here to the south. I would say, though, overall, the main concern is going to come from the storms that are back out here to the east. And as these move to the north and east, those will be the ones that have the most concern. The ones that are a bit closer here to the low near Madison, not nearly as much rotation, and they're definitely not nearly as discreet when it comes to these low-topped supercells. But all these other ones that are warned right now, these are obviously the most concerning short-term and even long-term. Looks like we have a little bit of rotation developing near Middleburg, Florida as well. Still have some broad rotation near Fargo, by the way. Let's go back to this radar site. So still a little bit of rotation just off to the west of Fargo, Georgia. You can stay in your safe place away from windows, lowest floor possible if you're included in this warning. We also have rotation developing on this storm near Fruitland. This is another low-topped supercell, which all of these are for the most part low-topped. And then back over near Bemis, we again still have a little bit of rotation on the north side of Valdosta. Again, if there is a tornado on the ground, it would be located near Bemis. I'm not sure if Bemis is an actual town, so it doesn't show on this app. And we now have a new tornado warning northwest of the Valdosta area. This is back near Adele, Sparks, and Cecil. This is the rotation that is just to the south of Adele. Seek shelter away from windows, lowest floor possible. This is right along Interstate 75. Again, stay away from windows, lowest floor possible. Interior room of your home or building. Samantha, probably not. And rotation's located just off to the northwest of Cecil. That means now we're up to 3 tornado warnings right now. This rotation in particular is not too strong, but again, it could produce a tornado at some point in the next few minutes. It is a pretty impressive looking supercell here on radar. Got a hook echo, a little bit of an inflow as well. Again, that circle right there is where there would be a tornado if one drops. Again, we have 3 tornado warnings right now. We actually might get a 4th in Florida here in a second. Another area of rotation in Florida. This might go tornado warned. Let's go down to it real quick. Right down here, south of the Rockville area. Another pocket of rotation. This one's moving north toward Route 2. Pretty rural area of Florida, I believe. This is near 250, going toward Taylor in particular. This one has stronger rotation developing, and again, this could go tornado warned at any time. Stay in your safe place if you're included in that tornado warning. We had a quarter-sized hail report confirmed as of about 15 minutes ago. And back down near Keystone Heights, the storm that is northeast of Gainesville, there was rotation earlier. It has weakened over the last several minutes, but I would still stay weather aware if you're near that storm. Any of these supercells could produce a tornado. They're all rotating right now, all at their different levels. Low top supercells, if you're wondering, it basically just means that the cloud heights are not very high. So like the top of the storm is like 25, 30,000 feet in comparison to, you know, a typical supercell in like Oklahoma on a spring day is like, you know, 45 to 55,000 feet. So they're just lower top supercells, and we're near a low pressure system. These happen a bit more with like hurricanes as well. This low pressure system in particular, it's off near Tallahassee. We have this like spin here of storms coming off the ocean, and these are all developing. We have enough shear as well, pretty strong low-level jet. The wind profiles in the low levels are favorable for at least a couple of tornadoes here in southern Georgia and northern Florida, hence why we have so many tornado warnings as well. I mean, a lot of these storms are rotating. Now, not all of these will produce tornadoes, but obviously the ones that do, you know, they definitely could leave a little bit of damage. Here's the latest update on the Fargo storm, just northwest of Fargo. I believe mostly rural areas of Georgia here. We got Colin and Ernest in the track of this particular storm. Rotation still remaining on the stronger side of things. Again, stay in your safe place, away from windows on the lowest floor possible if you're included in this tornado warning. Again, this is moving off to the north, going toward Colin, and as well as going toward Ernest. Let's go back out to the west, check out on the other storms here. Back near the Bemis area. This was a storm that had strong rotation initially when it first got tornado warned. Not seeing nearly as much anymore. This is going toward the Moody Air Force Base. And it looks to be a weakening area of rotation at this point. Not seeing nearly as much. If there were to be a tornado, which is pretty unlikely, but if there was to be one, it would be closer to 125 here, just north of Bemis. And stay in your safe place just in case, away from windows, lowest floor possible. And then back near Dell and Sparks, we do not currently have a confirmed tornado on this storm, but we do have a pocket of rotation located near Cecil. And stay in your safe place, away from windows, lowest floor possible. Potentially a little bit of small hail as well. Definitely a lot of heavy rainfall. But again, don't try to look for this storm. These storms are pretty fast overall. They're moving north at about 40 miles per hour, so they're definitely going at a pretty good pace. I'm going to see if we have any other reports on these storms. Somebody has a video from Valdosta of some cloud rotation, but it didn't look to be anything like a funnel cloud. All right, latest radar scan just came in. You want to check out that storm that was back down here. Rotation's still ongoing south of Rockville, not tornado warned, but we're still pretty broad rotation for the time being. And the McClenny area in Florida as well. This area still has, for the most part, broad rotation. Both of those storms not too concerning at this time. Back over near Fargo, rotation is still ongoing on this storm. That's near Colin and Ernest, Georgia. This one's moving to the north. Again, stay in your safe place, away from windows, lowest floor possible. But again, if there were to be a tornado, it would be located right there. go back out here to the west. We have some pretty high winds on the north side of Cecil. Some strong downburst winds right here. That's right along Interstate 75. But at this time, nothing confirmed in terms of a tornado on this storm at this time. Again, this storm is moving north-northwest, going toward Lenox. Again, it's going to be riding right along Interstate 75 in, again, southern Georgia. Again, if you're just tuning in, there are multiple storms rotating. If you see me looking down, it's not because I'm texting somebody. I am literally looking at my phone for a secondary radar, so I don't have to scroll everywhere on here just to make sure, you know, we have everything kind of pat down and good in different areas, because there are multiple storms rotating, so I'm trying to make sure we have a good view on all of them. So storms that I might not be looking at right now, I'm making sure they're not rotating. And by the way, if you have any photos or videos of any of these storms, feel free to tweet me on Twitter at MaxVelocityWX. Again, make sure you're doing that safely. And again, we do have multiple tornado warnings ongoing, 2 of which are still active. The other one just expired back over near Fargo, Georgia. These are the 2 active ones that we have, both near Sparks and Adele, and then north of Valdosta. That's the other tornado warning. So we have 2 active tornado warnings. We have 3 severe thunderstorm warnings from Gainesville back closer to McClenny, which that one has confirmed quarter-sized hail. We also have now another severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued on this storm near Rockville. That has been reissued. At this time, they've not issued a new tornado warning on Fargo. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they did issue a new one. If they don't issue a new one, they will probably put at least a tornado possible label on this one as it continues to move to the north, going along Route 441. Yeah, we still have 2 tornado warnings back near Sparks and Adele. We'll be watching those closely as well. And here's a zoomed out look at all the watches, or really all the warnings. We don't have any watches right now. The Storm Prediction Center did mention they might issue a watch on this, but since we are now about an hour past when they said that, I don't think they're going to be issuing a watch. I'm going to check real quick. Yeah, there's a 40% chance it would issue a tornado watch. That was about an hour and a half ago. I think a watch would be justified as well. I'm actually surprised they didn't issue a watch with how, active it's already been, and, we're not even done yet. This event will probably be going, by the way, until about 6 to 7 o'clock tonight. Like right now, we're probably around the peak of the event overall in terms of tornadic activity and stuff, but these storms will continue to move to the east, and we'll still have an existent tornado threat till at least about 6 o'clock tonight, even along like the east coast of Florida from Daytona Beach back through Jacksonville. I don't know about Daytona Beach. It might be too far to the south, but maybe like from Palm Coast back through Jacksonville, near Brunswick. We have a warm frontal boundary setting up this as well, just off to the north, I believe now, Valdosta. So this will be going for, a good few more hours at least. All right, let's go back to Adele and Sparks. I'm not seeing nearly as much rotation as before. Check out the other storms as well here in a second. All right, so we still have rotation over Adele right now. That's where the main pocket rotation is. So it's right over Adele as we speak. On this particular storm, again, going toward Lenox. I'm going to kind of go more centered on that. That's where the rotation is. It's literally right over Adele as we speak right now. Not any confirmation of a tornado as of now either. So again, not confirmed on a tornado, but there is rotation ongoing. Again, this is moving to the north, going toward Lenox and Interstate 75. And then back further to the south, over near the Barrett's area, we're not seeing nearly as much rotation anymore here. The area of rotation on this storm would be just north of Franklinville. That would be near Route 122. And again, here's your hook. Tornado would be likely located right about there if we had a tornado ongoing. Again, that's off to the north of the Moody Air Force Base. So again, stay in your safe place. I don't think we're going to have another tornado warning issued on this one as it moves to the north. We will see. But for the time being, not nearly as much rotation. The storm near Fargo, still strong winds. I mean, there's no tornado warning on this, but we definitely have, 60 to 70 mile per hour winds right now, moving to the north right along Route 441 here in southern Georgia. This is going to be going toward Homerville and Argyle, right along Route 84. So again, stay in your safe place, away from windows, lowest floor possible. Treat it as if it's a tornado warning, because those winds will definitely cause some damage to trees. Those trees could fall into your house. It's better to just stay on the lowest floor possible. And then back down in Florida, we have 3 severe thunderstorm warnings. Many of these are rotating in terms of like all the storms in Florida. A lot of them are rotating right now. Now, they are all in different levels of rotation. Some of them are very weak. Some of them are stronger. This one in particular, probably the strongest rotation we have in Florida right now. It's not super strong, though. It's kind of in like a broad to, maybe it's basically a broad rotation right now. So it still has a chance to produce something as it moves toward Rockville in very far northern Florida. And then the storm back over near McClenny is about to cross into Georgia. We have a couple pockets of rotation, one back over southeast of McClenny, maybe another one up here near Route 185. So that'll be crossing into Georgia here shortly. And then back over south of Middleburg. We have at least some wind here, so some gusty winds. Not much rotation there. And then the storm northeast of Gainesville, not really much rotation at this time either. But this one obviously could develop at some point down the road. It was rotating a bit more near Gainesville. As it moves to the north and east, it's entirely possible we get more rotation on that one. And we still have more storms to come. These ones overall really not rotating at this time, but there's a chance they could grow in size over the next, 20 to 30 minutes, and we might get a tornado out of one of these as well. So stay weather aware anywhere in northern Florida and back through southern Georgia. And again, we'll be live here for at least the next hour or two covering this event, because there's a lot of different rotating supercells right now. Again, these are all low-topped supercells, not your typical springtime Southern Plains severe weather setup by any means. It's more like a hurricane setup. All right, let's go back to Sparks here. Here's the live radar feed. Radar will update here in a second. Rotation north of Moody Air Force Base, that's the one down here, has weakened. That warning has been canceled by the National Weather Service. So we are currently at 1 tornado warning, and that one right now is near Lenox, Sparks, and Adele. But again, with that being said, there are multiple other storms rotating right now, and any of those have the chance to produce a tornado at some point here in the short term. So we're going to be watching all of those very closely. Again, the rotation right now is located over Adele. But we are waiting for the next radar scan. This would be the area of rotation to watch for. Did not mean to erase that right there. So that's going to be near Sparks. Reflectivity should update here in a second. Here's the latest radar scan. And that's the area of rotation that we're watching for. Is going to be located pretty much right over Adele. Let's go to the correlation coefficient. Check out and see if there's any debris. As of right now, no debris being lifted up into the atmosphere, but that doesn't mean that we will not see that at some point here soon. Stay in your safe place if you're anywhere near Wagon Wheel, Flatford, Staunton, Lenox, any of those areas. And moving off to the north. There was reportedly a tornado 10 minutes ago near Moody Air Force Base. Now, since then, the rotation has definitely weakened, but there was stronger rotation over the Moody Air Force Base a few minutes ago. Let's see if I can go back and check this out. This was the rotation. It was near 125. I've been right about here at 228. Trying to get a loop on the correlation coefficient. Seem to want to do that. It was just on the south side of Moody Air Force Base. We had a likely tornado on radar. That was again about 10 minutes ago or so. That is no longer ongoing. Just kind of throwing that out there. If you have any reports, by the way, feel free to leave those in the chat or tweet me on Twitter at MaxVelocityWX. I am checking to see if we have any other reports from anybody else. Let's go to Fargo. Possible tornado ongoing near Fargo. Yeah, we have a confirmed tornado, it looks like. Very strong rotation. I'm going to wait for the correlation coefficient to update here. Very strong rotation right now on the north side of Ernest. This could drop a tornado at any time. It's a very small pocket of rotation, for the record. Very small pocket of rotation. Like, that is 2 pixels. That's it. It's a very small tornado if we have one on the ground right now. But, again, this is north of Ernest, near, as well as north of Cologne, or Colin, Magnolia, and the Chauncey area, and Jamestown, all on track of this over the next few minutes. Again, stay in your safe place, away from windows, lowest floor possible, if you are included in this tornado warning. Again, this is off to the north of Fargo. And stay in your safe place, away from windows, lowest floor possible. There are multiple other storms rotating. There's one down in Florida that's rotating. I'm going to try to figure out where that is. Back near Rockville in far northern Florida, going toward the southern part of Georgia. There's strong rotation down there as well. Again, this is a likely tornado ongoing right now. That's just on the north side of Ernest in southern Georgia. Again, moving to the north. And we have a new tornado warning back near the Moultrie area. Seek shelter away from windows, lowest floor possible if you're included in this warning. This is your area of rotation. It's just west of Berlin going toward Moultrie. Unfortunately for those in Moultrie, you were just under a tornado warning 45 minutes ago or so, and you're under another one. So if you're in Moultrie, seek shelter away from windows, lowest floor possible, interior room of your home or building. We also have rotation developing on another storm in Florida. We're going back and forth a lot, but, you know, there's a lot of stuff happening right now. We have another pocket of rotation crossing into Georgia. This is actually in Georgia. This is near Route 185. It's going to be east of Rockville, north of McClenny. This is another pocket of rotation to watch for. This could also drop a tornado at any time. Actually, there might actually be one on the ground. At least a small little CC drop there. We'll be watching that closely. And stay in your safe place, away from windows, lowest floor possible, if you are included in this severe thunderstorm warning. In case a tornado does end up dropping there, which there might be one there. Waiting for the next radar scan here in southern Georgia. Again, north of Ernest. This is a pocket rotation that's been pretty strong here in the latest radar scan, but obviously looks like it's weakened out now. Yeah, I believe we did have a tornado at least briefly here near Ernest, but that is weakened out in the latest radar scan. New tornado warning now near Ray City, New Lois, as well as Allenville, Nashville in southern Georgia. Rotation's going to be located near Ray City. Seek shelter away from windows, lowest floor possible if you're included in this tornado warning. This storm has produced a tornado already back down close to Valdosta about 20 minutes ago or so. It could drop another one, so stay in your safe place, away from windows, and on the lowest floor possible. Again, this is radar indicated rotation, but obviously this could drop a tornado at any time. And nothing on the reports on this one. Just gonna check and see if we have any other reports on any of these other ones. Sometimes they leave reports in here. Doesn't look like it. We have a trio of tornado warnings right now. All just north of Valdosta, Georgia. Again, your rotation is going to be located. Let me zoom back in here. Your rotation is going to be right here. Again, just on the west side there of Ray City. This is, again, moving to the north, going toward Nashville and Cottle. Again, stay in your safe place, away from windows, lowest floor possible if you are included in this warning. Not confirmed as of right now in terms of a tornado, by the way. I'm again doing a lot of double checking as well on my phone, just so we can have 2 radars at one time. We're not doing California weather right now. Just an FYI. We have way too many tornado warnings going on down here. Rotation is now strengthening in southern Georgia. I don't think there's really any area. I don't know if anybody even lives in this area. This is North McClenny. We have strengthening rotation on a non-tornado warned cell. Let's see what the correlation coefficient shows here. This is south of 94. That is likely an ongoing tornado. This is near 8, going toward Bogey and Clarking and St. George and Baxter. This is another strong pocket of rotation. This is like the little dip here of northeast Florida into southern Georgia. That is strong rotation, though. Moving to the northwest. And Fargo, Georgia, probably a tornado on the ground that's not warned. Let's check this. We have a tornado on the ground here. I believe. Let me double check here. Yeah, we have a tornado on the ground. Possibly a strong tornado on the ground right now. This is near Route 441. Seek shelter, away from windows, lowest floor possible. The National Weather Service made this radar indicated, but honestly, this is definitely on the ground. Again, seek shelter, away from windows, lowest floor possible if you're included in this tornado warning. This is on the ground. That's Radar Omega whenever there's a tornado warning. It makes that sound. Just a siren. It helps me be able to know when there's a new tornado warning, too. Again, confirmed tornado. This is going toward Homerville, Argyle, seek shelter, away from windows, lowest floor possible. If you know anybody in this part of Georgia, please give them a call or text. Make sure they're okay. Feel free to share this with them as well. Again, we're doing live coverage on these storms. Again, this is a tornado on the ground. This is near 441, moving north-northwest. This is a confirmed tornado. This is potentially a strong tornado as well. Again, very deep CC drop near 441, going toward Chauncey, Magnolia. Again, in southern Georgia. What's our tornado warning count on? It's on 2. We have more tornado warnings than 2. We also have a trio of tornado warnings back over near Nashville. Just going to double check these. Still some rotation, strong rotation near New Louis and Allenville going toward Nashville, Georgia. That one could also drop a tornado at any time. Not confirmed, but that is another pocket of rotation. And then back over here in southern Georgia, the non-warned storm. For a tornado. Rotation is still there. It's a little bit broader than before. That's near 8. This is not confirmed. That is another pocket of rotation. We'll be watching. We go back to here. All right, still a tornado on the ground. Latest radar scan still confirmed a tornado. This is near Route 441 going toward Chauncey, Georgia. Homerville is really the main location in the track of this long term. But again, this is a confirmed tornado moving north. And again, this is not our only tornado warning if you're just tuning in. We have 3 other ones. This one is confirmed. The other 3 currently not confirmed. Those are all radar indicated. Homerville and Argyle, Georgia, the main locations in the track of this. We're going to see if we have any other reports. And we also have another pocket of rotation. For the record, we do have another pocket of rotation just east of 441. This is not the one that is on the ground, but there is a little bit of rotation there. At the bare minimum, it's wind. And then this is our main pocket of rotation with a confirmed tornado on the ground. I'm going to zoom out here. Zoom out a little bit. This is the current live view of all the storms that we have right now. Stronger rotation right now back up east of Adele going toward Nashville, Georgia, right there. This actually is a supercell that has a pretty clear hook inflow. Again, tornado will be right there. And then this is our confirmed tornado right now. It's the one going toward Homerville and Argyle. There is rotation back down in very far southern Georgia, and that's north of McClenny, Florida. And then we also have rotation back over near the Moultrie area of Georgia. Again, 4 tornado warnings, I believe 4 severe thunderstorm warnings, or 3. We have 3, so we're looking at right now. So much rotation. Yes, there is a lot of rotation. Let's see if this is... I'm guessing this is still on the ground. It hasn't moved much. But it is still on the ground as we speak near Chauncey. And stay in your safe place, away from windows, lowest floor possible. This is not a PDS tornado, by the way, just for reference. It isn't really large, for the record, but the, wow, this is getting larger. Well, in terms of debris, the debris field is getting larger here near Chauncey. Again, this is a growing tornado threat right now, going toward Homerville. If you know anybody in Homerville, make sure give them a call or text. Make sure they're in their safe place. If you know anybody in this warning, make sure give them a call or text. Make sure they're all right. Feel free to share the stream with those people as well. Again, we'll keep you posted with the latest. But again, this is a potentially dangerous tornado developing right now in southern Georgia. That is a really deep CC drop that we're getting now. It's growing in size, which means debris is obviously being shot up into the atmosphere. It's spreading out a bit now. If this grows in size in the next couple scans, I wouldn't be surprised if this goes PDS. I am retweeting a photo or video on Twitter of the Valdosta tornado from about 20 to 30 minutes ago or so. If you want to check that out, that's at Max Velocity WX. That's the one that we're covering earlier. I believe this is the only confirmed tornado that we have on the ground right now. This is, again, likely a strong tornado moving toward Homerville and Argyle. It is confirmed. So this is, again, ongoing as we speak. There is a tornado on the ground. But this is the only tornado that we can officially say that is definitely confirmed right now. A little bit less of a CC drop right now. Let's see what the velocities show. Still debris on the being lifted up into the atmosphere near 441. New tornado warning in northern Florida and southern Georgia. This is an area that we've been watching for a while. This is actually on the southern side of the storm activity that we have here. This is the pocket of rotation. It's near 121. Seek shelter, away from windows, lowest floor possible if you're included in this tornado warning. No CC drop on this one. We have two different pockets of rotation, though, all right? We have one here, that's near just south of 94. Our other one is right here, north of McClenny, north of Baldwin. So two different tornadoes, or two different areas of rotation that could produce a tornado, are both moving up to the north. Again, stay in your safe place, away from windows, and lowest floor possible. We are now up right now to 5 tornado warnings, in addition to 3 severe thunderstorm warnings. Again, the one confirmed tornado that we have right now on the ground is back over south of Homerville, right here. It doesn't look like much, but this still is lifting up debris into the atmosphere. That's south of Homerville going toward Argyle, Homerville, Georgia. Again, this is a confirmed tornado on the ground moving northwest. I believe we've had at this point now 3 confirmed tornadoes at least in both southern Georgia and northern Florida. This actually could get classified as a tornado outbreak if we get 3 more. The bare minimum is 6 over, I believe, a 12-hour period. So it's entirely possible, you know, at this rate, that ends up happening. Yeah, this is still picking up debris. This storm in particular, it's taking a very northwest track. It's also taking a left-hand turn, which means it's likely weakening out. But if you're in Magnolia in particular, stay in your safe place, definitely, if you're in this warning. Be mindful if you're in Cutting, Dew Point, those 2 areas near Route 84, because again, this storm is making a path up to the northwest. But that is definitely still debris being lifted up into the atmosphere, even though the rotation is weakening there. The other pocket of rotation that we have is back over east here. This is not the one that's on the ground, which the one over here that was on the ground looks like it is lifted, but there is still debris. The one near 441 on the east side there, going toward Argyle and Homerville, this one could also drop a tornado down the road. This one's been rotating for at least 20 minutes now. It's been rotating for a while. And that's moving up to the northwest. Yes, the Ernest tornado was confirmed. We've definitely confirmed that by radar. There's no doubt. Wow, the Valdosta tornado is actually kind of crazy. I am retweeting another video on Twitter of that. Again, if you want to check out that video, it's at MaxVelocityWX on Twitter. Links in the description as well. That was from the Valdosta tornado from earlier. We do have an update on the Nashville tornado warning. It has been condensed a little bit. The rotation itself is going to be located back up near Nashville, just down to the south there. Again, rotation's right there. That's going toward Valdosta. Or sorry, going toward Nashville, Georgia. I did not mean to say Valdosta. Valdosta is not under any warnings, by the way. You're not in a concerning spot right now. But there is still a little bit of rotation here near Nashville. And then the tornado warning over Sparks and Adele will likely be canceled here momentarily. And then the tornado warning back over near Moultrie. The rotation is going to be located right in here. That's moving north-northwest. Not very strong right now, but still stay in your safe place in case it does drop a tornado in the next few minutes. No CC drop on that one. And then the tornado warning back down in Florida. That's just crossing into Georgia. Again, 2 pockets of rotation. One north of Baldwin and McClenny in Florida. And then the other one's going to be going toward the Bogey area in southern Georgia. That's near Route 94. Moving to the north. Again, stay in your safe place, away from windows, and lowest floor possible. Rotation is strengthening now on this other area of rotation. There was, again, a confirmed tornado back near Mongolia and the Chauncey area. Debris likely still flying from that storm, but we have a new pocket of rotation just west of Jamestown, Georgia. This one could also drop a different tornado. So this will continue to move off to the north, going toward Midway, Travisville, and Argyle, and as well as going toward Homerville. That again could drop a tornado at any time. Stay in your safe place, away from windows, and on the lowest floor possible. And that's just west of Jamestown. See if we have any other reports here on Twitter. By the way, if you have any reports of anything, feel free to leave those in the chat. You can always tweet me on Twitter with any photos or videos at MaxVelocityWX. I'm going to go back down here to the south real quick on the Florida storm. That's now moving into Georgia. This one apparently has CC drop, and I'm going to double check that. We do not have a CC drop, okay. But again, rotation right now near the Stokesville area in Georgia. This is moving to the north, going toward Bogey, Clarking, and as well as St. George. If you're in any of those locations, stay in your safe place, away from windows, lowest floor possible. We still need to watch the very far western part here of, basically west of Jacksonville here, back near 121. That is included in this tornado warning right now. That rotation is not nearly as strong, though, again, as the ones that we have back up in Georgia. The one west of Jamestown, again, could drop a tornado at any time. But I believe... Let's check this out. 1 second. New tornado warning just issued for Berlin, Allentown, excuse me, and Norman Park. And stay in your safe place, away from windows, lowest floor possible. Another pocket of rotation right now near Berlin. That's moving to the north-northwest. That could also drop a tornado at any time. Again, stay in your safe place, away from windows, lowest floor possible. That is another tornado warning. And the other one got canceled, by the way, for Adele. I believe we're still on 4. Or no, we're on 5 tornado warnings. Still on 5. And then, what was I just looking at? Let's go back down here to the south. Another pocket of rotation east of Rockville. This could go tornado warned as well. That is strengthening rotation. We could go up to 6 tornado warnings here in a second with this one. That is strengthening rotation near Rockville, Florida. That's crossing into southern Georgia right now. There was a CC drop, I believe. I think it was the Georgia one. There's so many tornado warnings. 1 second. This one near 441, I believe there is a small CC drop, which means there might be a small tornado on the ground east of 441. This is, again, a completely different tornado from the one that we just saw near Ernest in Mongolia. Or Magnolia, excuse me. Yeah, this is a small tornado on the ground. at this time. Again, it could grow very quickly with how strong that rotation is. There is a tornado on the ground now, another one on the ground that's near 441, moving to the north-northwest. That is going to be going toward Travisville, Argyle, and as well as Homerville. Again, seek shelter away from windows, lowest floor possible. This is likely our 4th tornado now that's been at least confirmed to this point. So again, stay in your safe place, away from windows, lowest floor possible. Again, if you're new to the page here, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We'll be, again, keeping you posted all afternoon long with these storms. There are a lot of different rotating supercells. A lot. I mean, we have 5 tornado warnings right now. This one, again, confirmed on the ground. Going to the north. I'm really surprised we don't have a tornado watch. This is... Yeah, we've had a lot of tornado warnings thus far. The storm that's back over west... the other tornado warning just got canceled for Moultrie. Storm over here near Berlin has pretty strong rotation as well. It's right there. If you're in Berlin, make sure you get in your safe place immediately. Rotation is just to your south. That could also drop a tornado at any time. And back near 441, again, this is a confirmed tornado going toward Homerville, Travisville, and Argyle in Georgia. So again, stay in your safe place, away from windows, and on the lowest floor possible. Again, here's a wide view of all the storms. We'll wait for the next radar scan here in a second. By the way, I just want to throw that out there. Thank you, Lady MC, for the very, very, very generous $100 super chat. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you very much for your generosity. Sorry I didn't get to it earlier. I really do appreciate that. Let's get some hearts in the chat for Lady. That is extremely generous. Thank you very much. All right, let's go back to the storms back over near Moultrie and Adele. We have a new radar scan that just came in. The one near Berlin is not super strong right now. It was a little bit more. It was a little stronger before. Yeah, if you're in Berlin, stay in your safe place just in case that does drop a tornado. And back near Nashville, not really a whole lot here. I'm not really seeing much here. If there's any rotation, any tornado would be on the west side here of Nashville, Georgia. That is, again, moving to the north-northwest. Again, back near 441 right now. This is still ongoing debris being lifted up into the atmosphere, but the rotation's a bit weaker. Again, this is still a confirmed tornado that is south of Homerville and Argyle, moving in the north. That's near Chauncey, Georgia. And stay in your safe place away from windows and lowest floor possible. This is Radar Omega. The download link is at the very bottom of the description. See if we have any other reports here on Twitter. Tornado warning has been condensed. It is still confirmed and on the ground. Not a PDS tornado again. The tornado is relatively small here near 441. It's moving off to the north-northwest toward Midway, Homerville, Travisville, and Argyle. Again, stay in your safe place away from windows and on the lowest floor possible if you are included in this tornado warning. Again, this is currently confirmed and on the ground. And as of now, the other tornado warnings that we have currently, those are not confirmed. There are still radar indicated areas of rotation. With that being said, there could be a tornado anytime. Definitely stay in your safe place away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. And for the record, I was not expecting to go live today for this, but this is ramped up quite a bit. We have a ton of tornado warnings out there. And I mean, I said this before, I've said this multiple times in the stream, but there are a lot of storms rotating right now that are not tornado warned. And that doesn't mean that they are imminent to produce a tornado threat, but there's just a lot of rotation in the lower levels. And these are all low top supercells, so they're all really based in the lower levels. And again, it's very similar to like a tropical storm or hurricane sort of event. The rotation on the storm that's back over in northern Florida and very far southern Georgia, not nearly as much rotation now. We'll still be watching it closely, though. West of Jacksonville, we have rotations starting to ramp up a little bit. That's near 223. This storm also could drop a tornado at any time. That is going to be going toward Jacksonville. We're going to watch this storm closely. Jacksonville, obviously very populated. We're going to watch that one closely. There is rotation on that, though. We'll be very mindful of that. Otherwise, most of these other storms in Florida are not really rotating. We do have a little bit of rotation, perhaps near the Lake City area, or southwest of Lake City. We'll watch that one as well closely. Still got a little bit of rotation as well, back over here to the east near 177. This is west of Silver Hill. The McLeod's Mill will be in the track of that. And then near Homerville, this is the one that was confirmed. Rotation is weakened in the last couple of scans, excuse me. That's moving up to the north toward Travisville, Argyle, and Homerville. It is not nearly as strong in terms of its rotation, but again, this has already produced 2 separate tornadoes. It could produce another one. It could recycle. We've seen this recycle now already. It very easily could again. The storm itself, not nearly as impressive as before. If you're just tuning in, here's a more regional view here of southern Georgia and northern Florida with all the storms that we have ongoing. Again, make sure that you do subscribe to the channel. It's free to do. It's the red button down below. Again, we'll be keeping you posted with the latest on all these storms as they continue to develop. We have multiple warnings out there. We're going to wait for the next radar scan, and we'll get back to it here in a second. Pretty sure there's been 7 tornadoes now. I don't know the exact number. I'm like 99% sure we've had at least 4. 2 at least on the storm back over near Ernest and going toward Argyle now. There's at least been 2 with that one, 2 separate ones. The one back over near Valdosta, that is confirmed. There was likely a tornado over the Moore Air Force Base, that's 4. There's probably been another 1 or 2 out there somewhere that we just, either don't know about or something that happened before I went live. I mean, again, 6 tornadoes or more creates a quote-unquote tornado outbreak. So it's entirely possible that happens. All right, latest radar scan just came in. Still have a little bit of rotation back near Berlin, but this storm in particular, really not much with it near Berlin. That's going toward Ellington and Norman Park. Velocity's just updated. And then back over here to the east, the storm that's near Midway, the rotation is weakening. This one might be let to expire if the rotation keeps going the way it is. This is a storm that's also shrinking in size. So if you're in Homerville or Argyle, just stay in your safe place for the next few minutes. The rotation is definitely weakening on that one. And then the other 2 that are back over near, the one that's near Jacksonville, again, this radar scan just came in. There is still rotation just southwest of Jacksonville. Going toward 228 Interstate 10. Station is right there. And that'll be going toward Jacksonville over the next few minutes. Again, stay in your safe place, away from windows, the lowest floor possible. This is not tornado warned, but obviously it could produce a tornado at some point down the road. That's why there is a tornado possible label on the severe thunderstorm warning. And then back over in southern Georgia and very far northern Florida, the rotation on this tornado warning is quite weaker than before. We have a little bit south of 23 here, but it's not too intense for the time being. But we're still going to keep a close eye on it in case it does develop. But we are currently at 3 tornado warnings, so two of them got knocked off over the last about 5 minutes. But with that being said, again, a lot of these supercells are rotating. We are still not anywhere close to done with this tornado event. There are still definitely going to be more tornado warnings after this. We still have a lot of various rotating supercells out there. It has been very active, to say the least. The low pressure center is located near Tallahassee, by the way. Tornadoes are very common when it comes to El Nino winters as well. Not just in general, but tornadoes are very common during El Ninos in Florida and even in southern Georgia. This is not something that's, unheard of during this time of the year by any means. I remember last week, everybody was talking about how there'd be snow down here. That never happened, by the way. But it was something that was being talked about a lot last week. Tornado warning, by the way, for Nashville ended. One near Berlin right now. Again, that's the one we're looking at right now. Really still pretty broad rotation overall. Stay in your safe place just in case, but the rotation, again, pretty broad for the time being. Back near Homerville and Argyle. Again, we do have an ongoing tornado warning for another 5 minutes. Not on the ground anymore, but this, again, could still drop a tornado down the road. I don't think it will, with how this storm has been shrinking a ton in size. I mean, this storm, again, dropped 2 different tornadoes. It has shrunk down substantially in the last 10 minutes, though. It's much smaller than before. That's going toward Route 84. And then back down in Florida, again, we still have that other tornado warning. And we still have a storm going toward Jacksonville. And that will also be something to watch for, as this has some strengthening rotation right now. We could get a tornado out of this at any time, too. That rotation's starting to ramp up right now. That's, again, west of Jacksonville, Florida. That rotation's beginning to ramp up. We also have rotation down here to the south, near Lottie, southwest of Middleburg. This could also produce a tornado at any time. That also has rotation. That's the one I believe that started near Gainesville. Yeah, there's 2 different areas of rotation there. Either one of those could get tornado warned here. Let's see if we have any other reports here on these storms. If you have any reports, feel free to leave those in the chat. And at Max Velocity WX as well on Twitter. If you have any photos or videos, all the links to our social medias are in the description below. We'll wait for the next radar scan. Again, if you're anywhere near just southwest of Jacksonville in those severe thunderstorm warnings, definitely make sure you are staying in your safe place. Either one of those could produce a tornado. Again, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. We'll keep you posted with the latest as these storms do evolve. Next radar scan coming in any second now. And there we are. And there's a tornado warning now for Jacksonville. Seek shelter immediately away from windows, lowest floor possible if you are near Jacksonville. This is a strong area of rotation. This is mainly impacting the western side of the metro area in Jacksonville. Again, stay in your safe place away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. Again, brand new tornado warning if you're in Jacksonville, Florida, on the west side specifically. Back near Interstate 10, east of Baldwin, Florida. And that is our brand new tornado warning. Stay in your safe place away from windows on the lowest floor possible. We're going to go back up to this real quick. Homerville, by the way, again, this tornado warning is going to be, or it's going to be let to expire. That storm is dying out like crazy after producing 2 tornadoes. And now we have another tornado warning in Florida. So we have 2 active tornado warnings in Florida, technically 3, but the other one's leaving the state. The other one also has strong rotation. Again, seek shelter, away from windows, lowest floor possible. One is just northeast of Stark in Florida, and then the other one's back up near 228, going toward Interstate 10, and eventually going toward Jacksonville. Again, seek shelter away from windows, lowest floor possible. How's it going, Joyce? This is an insane 2% tornado outbreak for sure. Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think. Again, all these storms that are ongoing, we're in a 2% tornado risk. It's a marginal threat of severe weather, and we don't even have a tornado watch, which was also kind of crazy. They were considering a tornado watch about an hour ago, about 2 hours ago now, and they never issued it. We are now in northern Florida. This is up near Jacksonville. Neither of these are confirmed, but we do have strong rotation south of Interstate 10 and then back near Lotany. I'm going to zoom out a little bit here. I'm trying to keep these 2 tornado warnings specifically in range because these 2 in particular are the main concerns. The other 2 tornado warnings just expired. So the one near Argyle and Homerville, that expired, and the one back up in very far northern Florida expired. And then the one back near Berlin ongoing for another half an hour. I don't think it will go for that long, but stay in your safe place if you're in that tornado warning. The 2 main concerns right now are these 2 tornado warnings back just to the south and west of Jacksonville. And those are your 2 pockets of rotation. Wait for the next radar scan, which should come in here in a second. 10% type day? I don't know about 10%. I mean, obviously, post-event, it'll probably, you know, be considered as a 10% event, but you know, going into this event, I would have probably at least given it a 5%. Like, beforehand. I would say a slight risk would definitely be justifiable. Rotation on the storm that's southwest of Jacksonville just weakened in the latest scan. Also, the one back down near Lottie also did, but I would still stay in your safe place. These could very easily recycle in this environment. These are both supercells that could easily intensify. They are both discrete, by the way, which makes them, you know, just that much more concerning. Discrete supercells are the ones that have the greatest likelihood in most cases of producing tornadoes. Thank you, Cake, for the $2 super chat. Appreciate you. $2. EFW. Correlation coefficient on the northern one. Don't believe that's a CC drop. I don't think that is. I think it's just kind of on the south side here. Let's look a little bit more. Might be. Wait, let me check here. Let's go back in here real quick. Let's go to reflectivity. Go to velocities. Yeah, it looks like we do have a tornado on the ground. This is likely a tornado on the ground. That's near 228 going toward Caleb. South of Otis and Brightville. Yeah, if you're included in this tornado warning, seek shelter away from windows, lowest floor possible. Yeah, and this is a likely tornado on the ground moving to the north and east. This is just south of Jacksonville. On that little hook echo there. Tornado has just been confirmed from video southwest of Jacksonville Heights. I don't know where that is. I have to figure that out real quick. 1 second. So tornado was just confirmed via video southwest of Jacksonville Heights. That's on the southwest side. All right, so this is a confirmed tornado, at least as of a minute ago. Rotation on radar is not very impressive, but this is a, at least for the time being, an ongoing tornado southwest of Jacksonville. The photo I'm seeing on Twitter, it's not super duper impressive, but it is a tornado. And this is a confirmed tornado on the ground. Moving to the northeast toward Otis. And what you're seeing right here, that is the tornado on the ground right now. That's a CC drop. This was at least a brief tornado at the bare minimum, but this is, again, a tornado on the ground right now near 134, Caleb, Brightsville, and Cambon going toward Picketttville and the western side of Jacksonville. We have at least a photo of what the tornado looked like. I can't show it. most likely, because it's from a Storm Chaser. I'm at least going to retweet it on Twitter. If I can find it. I just lost it. But with the bare minimum, we do have a tornado on the ground. Again, that is just to the southwest of Jacksonville. It's right here. Again, get to your safe place away from windows, lowest floor possible, if you are included in this tornado warning. Our Twitter is at MaxVelocityWX. I'll post a link in the chat to it for those that are asking. There's also links in the description, but if you have any photos, that's the link. You can get to your safe place away from windows, lowest floor possible if you are included in this tornado warning. See if we have any other photos on this particular storm right now. Again, this is a tornado warning that is just to the west of Jacksonville, Florida. Pretty populated area. It's on the western side of the metro. We have 172,000 people in this particular tornado warning. Again, this has a confirmed tornado. I at least have seen a photo, and also the correlation coefficient has a clear drop back south of Baldwin. Next radar scan coming in at any moment. We'll see if it's still ongoing or not. New radar scan will come in at any second. Real quickly, further to the north, these storms not rotating nearly as much in northern Florida. And then back over on the tornado warning in Georgia, this rotation has not been very impressive as of lately. I don't think that one will be going for too much longer. The main concern right now are the storms that are on the southwest side of Jacksonville. So the latest radar scan just came in. Velocities, again, not very impressive. Let's see what we're looking at here. The reflectivity hasn't updated. I'll wait for that. Bare minimum, we did have a tornado. Damage was reported, by the way, over just south of Homerville. This was near 447 Salt Road in Homerville, Georgia. This was when we had a tornado warning ongoing. That was from a possible tornado. It likely was from a tornado. At that time, we did have rotation near 441. It was very strong. There was at least a small CC drop. So either that or it was just some straight line winds away from the tornado. So just a little update there. That's a damage report up there. The reflectivity is yet to update, but we'll work with what we got here. Yeah, if there is a tornado on the ground, it's going to be located up in here, just down to the south of Interstate 10. Looks like the rotation is definitely weakening on this storm, though. It appears as if we definitely had a tornado. I just don't think it lasted very long here. That is south of Interstate 10 right now. The storm back down south of Middleburg in particular, this one is weakening a little bit as well. So that's good news for the time being, but again, it could recycle as it moves off to the north and northeast. Still stay in your safe place, away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. Again, we are currently looking at 2 different tornado warnings just to the west of Jacksonville, Florida. Go back to tornado warning. Reportedly, a tornado crossed at about 4:13 p.m., so about 10 minutes ago, at CR 225. And ripped up some trees. I don't know where 225 is. But just for reference, that was with this particular storm. No longer again on the ground right now. This is still a radar. This is back down to, it's still a radar indicated tornado warning for the record. But correlation coefficient showed otherwise about 10 minutes ago. Is 220 in the area of these tornado warnings? I do not know. I don't know where 220 is. I don't know if it's further south. Here's 218. I see a lot of 200s. I just don't see 220. Oh, here's 220. Yeah, 220 is in at least this tornado warning right now. Thank you, by the way, Southern, for the $9.99. I just left Nashville, Georgia. There was definitely a tornado on the ground in Nashville, Georgia. Yeah, they were under a tornado warning. I can't remember if that rotation was very strong. We were looking at so many different tornado warnings, so. There is still a funnel cloud as of 3 minutes, or about 4 minutes ago. There was, actually, sorry, as of 6 minutes ago, there was a funnel cloud just southwest of Jacksonville on this storm. Again, that's as of 6 minutes ago. The latest radar scan showed pretty much weaker rotation here. And no CC drop on it right now, but this particular storm has likely dropped a tornado. I've seen a photo of it. There was a correlation coefficient drop, so 95% chance we at least had one tornado out of this. There was a funnel cloud as of 6 minutes ago, though, from a storm chaser in the area. Back down here to the south, near Middleburg as well. Again, this storm still is tornado warned. Stay in your safe place, away from windows, lowest floor possible. And this is moving off to the north and east. By the way, some pretty significant tornado damage is coming out of the Valdosta, Georgia area. I am retweeting photos on Twitter of that. Again, our Twitter link is in the description below, but they did suffer some pretty bad damage there near Valdosta. Ellington, Georgia is another area that apparently we have strengthening rotation. That's Allentown, Georgia. Sorry, one second. I don't know if we have a good radar view on this one. Let's see. There's a possible tornado here. Let's see. I'm not seeing too much here. There's a little bit of rotation. That's going to be near Cool Springs on the north side of Ellington. You can seek shelter if you're in this area, away from windows, lowest floor possible. Nothing too definitive, but if there is a tornado, it would be right about here, just south of Cool Springs. Again, that is right now moving to the north. So stay in your safe place, away from windows, and on the lowest floor possible. Again, we still have two tornado warnings just west and southwest of Jacksonville, Florida. One of these, the one that was west here of Jacksonville, produced a tornado for a couple minutes. And as of about 7 minutes ago, there was a funnel cloud. But it has been weakening a little bit. I have the video of the tornado that was on the ground near Jacksonville. The video is on Twitter, retweeted. It happened at about it was on the ground at 4:10 p.m. It lifted at about 4:13 p.m. from Nick Stewart, the storm chaser in the area, looking west from FL 23 at Argyle Forest Boulevard. So that was a confirmed tornado with this storm out of about 4:10 p.m. until about 4:13. So about a 3-minute tornado. This at this point is probably at least officially now been a tornado outbreak, just for reference. Because again, a tornado outbreak is 6 tornadoes or more over a 12-hour period. We've definitely had that. We've had multiple tornadoes. I'm like 99% sure we've had more than 6. I still call Twitter Twitter and not X, just for the record. If I say X, it just sounds like I'm saying a letter in the alphabet. There is a new mesoscale discussion from the Storm Prediction Center. Potential for let me show this to you guys on here. Potential for isolated damaging winds and brief tornadoes possible for the next few hours. That stretches from southern Georgia back into northeast Florida. 40% chance still of there being a tornado watch. To be honest with you, if they were to issue a tornado watch, I kind of expected it probably like 2 hours ago, but we don't have one, so I'd be kind of surprised if they issued one, like, you know, soon, because we've already had the majority of the action at this point. There's still more to come, but for the most part, a lot of this action is going to wind down after about 5 to 6 o'clock. Another damage report coming out of Homerville, Georgia, or just south of there, at about 3:47 p.m. Spotted reported trees and power lines down along Bethel Church Road in Homerville, Georgia. Possible tornado, and the time was estimated by radar. Again, a friendly reminder, if you're just tuning in for the first time, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Again, we will be keeping you posted with the latest during this tornado event. And then we're only 40 subscribers away from 99,500, so make sure to subscribe to the channel. Tornado warning has been canceled for Jacksonville. That storm has literally shrunk down to nothing. That is officially, like, almost nothing now. The other storm that's near Middleburg is still tornado warned. The rotation itself, not overly impressive, but we definitely still have a little bit there near Middleburg. So, stay in your safe place if you are just off to the north and west of Middleburg. We are now down from 5 tornado warnings to 2. We also only have 1 severe thunderstorm warning. We've dropped a lot of warnings here over the last 30 minutes. There was a ton a few minutes ago. Fun fact, we are 500 subscribers, about 500 subscribers away from 100,000. So again, if you're new here and you've not subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe. We might be able to hit 100,000 subscribers on this live stream. It's entirely possible. Make sure to subscribe. Yeah, we still have a tornado warning southwest of Jacksonville. I'm seeing if we have any other reports on this particular storm. Let's see. Hilliard, Florida is another one. This is the storm off to the north of Jacksonville. Rotation is beginning to strengthen a bit near Route 23. That's moving north. We'll have to watch that closely. That'll be going toward Homeland in Folkston in southern Georgia. And tornado warning is still ongoing back down near Middleburg. Rotation still remains right around the same intensity as moments ago. And here's the latest radar scan on the reflectivity. This particular storm, I would say, still has a pretty solid chance that this will go, you know, toward Jacksonville. And honestly, this one has shown very little signs of weakening in terms of its storm structure on radar. There is still some rotation. The rotation's weaker than we had about 15 minutes ago. But with that being said, if you're in Jacksonville, be very mindful of this storm. It has a chance to, you know, potentially strengthen and, you know, potentially cause impacts there near Jacksonville if it's able to produce a tornado, which it has yet to do that, but it very easily could. But it is a fairly solid storm structure right now. Again, here's the widespread view of all the watches and warnings. Again, we have no watches, but we do have 2 tornado warnings, one back up in Georgia, and then the other one back down in Florida. Here's the one back over in Berlin, or just north now of Berlin, Georgia. Still some rotation near Ellington. Stay in your safe place away from windows on the lowest floor possible. Again, this still could produce a tornado. And then back near the Valdosta area, this is where we had a confirmed tornado from earlier. Not seeing much right now in terms of rotation, which is good. And then again, we still have rotation back up near the Hilliard area in Florida. That is going to be crossing over to Georgia here in a second. Broad rotation going toward Folkston and Homeland. You're in those areas. Stay weather aware. That could also produce a tornado as it moves to the northwest. How big is the hail in Hilliard? The Hilliard storm is, if we have any hail, it's definitely under a half-inch diameter. I mean, it's probably in the ballpark of pea-sized hail. We don't really have a supportive environment here for hail. These storms are very, again, these are all, like, you know, low-top supercells. We're not talking about massive 55,000 foot supercells that we see in the springtime, for example, back over in, the southern plains. These are, very low to the ground sort of storms that we have right now across the entire southeast United States. These are all around 25, 30,000 feet. So not a very supportive environment for hail. With that being said, though, we still definitely have a couple of these storms producing, minimal hail. Like this one down here, closer to like, Middleburg, for example, pea-sized hail maybe. Back near Hilliard, maybe pea to half-inch sized hail. It's not much. New severe thunderstorm warning for Folkston, back near Homeland, Georgia. That is for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. That is a storm, again, we are watching for a tornado potential as well. We are officially 500 subscribers from 100,000. If you've not already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We could hit it in this live stream. For everybody that's watching right now, if you're not subscribed, hit the red button down below. We might be able to hit 100,000 in this live stream. And we'll keep you posted with the latest on all the tornado warnings as they continue. And again, we have still one southwest of Jacksonville. The latest radar scan just came in. And that's your area of rotation right there. It's not near, again, it's not very strong right now. We're still going to watch it closely as it moves to the north and east. The tornado warning itself goes for another 25 minutes. I don't think it'll go that long because the storm is moving a bit faster than that tornado warning. But if you're in Jacksonville, still stay very weather aware as this storm moves off to the north and east. What am I seeing in north central Texas? I think it's just rain over there. Yeah, just some rain. That was expected today. It's on the backside of the cold front there. A few passing showers. Just tuned in, what's going on? You missed a lot. There's been a lot of tornado warnings. I'm not sure how many tornado warnings we've had, but we've had probably around 24 at this point. It's been crazy active. We've had, at this point, I believe, 6 confirmed tornadoes during this live stream, maybe 7. Let's list them out real quick. We had 1 in Valdosta. We had 2 near the Ernest area, so that's 3. We had 1 near Jacksonville moments ago, so that's 4. And I'm missing like 2 or 3 more. I can't remember the other ones. There's been so many. If you guys know the other 2 or 3, let me know. Those are the 4 I can remember. Been watching for a year and a half. I appreciate you being around for that long. It's kind of crazy to think. We're so close to 100,000 subscribers. Here's the latest radar scan. Yeah, it's still not too impressive right now. This, again, could produce a tornado at some point down the road. It's a pretty small storm, though, overall. We'll definitely be watching this as it moves toward Jacksonville. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning, so they're not going to issue a new tornado warning for the time being. That is going to include Jacksonville. So if you're in Jacksonville, again, stay in your safe place. Don't have to go to your tornado shelter per se, but definitely just stay away from windows as the storm approaches. It is a dangerous supercell that does have the potential to produce a tornado at some point down the road. And then further up here to the north, pretty weak rotation now near Homeland and Folkston. That's moving to the north-northwest. Just north of Hilliard. Thank you, Mike, for becoming a minimum velocity member. I appreciate it. Thank you. Welcome to the Velocities. Still have a tornado warning back over west of Adele and Sparks. This one, again, has not been very impressive, but it ends in 7 minutes. I don't think we're going to see an extension on that one. Near Jasper, we actually have a little bit of rotation. There's a little pocket of rotation back down near Jasper. We'll watch that closely. At the very minimum, it's wind. Oh, never mind. That's not. Just kidding. I was looking at the wrong thing. But there is a little bit of gusty winds here near 41. These storms, though, really not a whole lot of rotation. And this is the other area that we're going to have to watch for the potential for, an isolated tornado. That's also some strong winds there north, or just east of Valdosta. And then back down here to the south, a lot of these other storms that we have over here, These ones all do have a lower chance of producing a tornado than the other ones, but these could still technically produce a brief tornado. So we'll be watching those closely as well. And again, the one that's near Jacksonville is still tornado warned for another 20 minutes unless it gets canceled, but for the time being, it is still tornado warned. And if you have any reports, photos, videos, feel free to tweet me on Twitter at MaxVelocityWX. If you have any reports in general that you can just type in chat, feel free to put those in the chat as well. We also have a few special weather statements, and for those that are not familiar with special weather statements, what it essentially means is we're looking at a strong storm and not a severe storm, so that's a step below a severe storm. So most of these are gusty winds. In some cases, they actually mention the potential for like a funnel cloud or something, but it's a bit more rare. I've seen that before, though, with special weather statements. All right, here's the latest radar scan. Still have some rotation, again, back up near the Folkston and Homestead area. Very weak rotation overall. Rotation that's going to be southwest of Jacksonville. We still need to watch this closely. There is rotation there, and it very well could strengthen as it moves to the north and east. The storm has not really weakened much in terms of its structure, so if you're in Jacksonville, near Interstate 10, east of Baldwin, stay tuned. This could definitely develop into something. Landspouts, yeah, landspouts do get special weather statements too, quite often. How about a snow NATO? Snow NATOs? I don't know if I've ever seen a snow NATO special weather statement. All right, I'm going to see if we have any other reports on Twitter. And by the way, we've retweeted a lot of photos and videos on Twitter, various tornadoes that have happened today. East of Valdosta, we have damage photos as well, retweeted on our Twitter page. Valdosta in particular, just on the east side there, got some pretty significant tornado damage from one of the tornadoes from earlier today. Yeah, that was a large tornado for what it was. It didn't last very long, but it was a large tornado. Thank you, Florida, for becoming a 5-month minimum velocity member. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you very much. Appreciate your support. It's only a marginal risk. How does it feels like it should be a higher risk? Again, I mentioned this before. I mean, honestly, if I would have probably put this around a slight risk for today, like before the event. If we're looking at it post-event, you can make the argument this could have been like an enhanced risk or something like that. But, I mean, to be honest, who was expecting 8 tornadoes up here in northern Florida and southern Georgia today? I don't think very many people were. Like, I mean, even me, like, I was maybe thinking 3. I think that was kind of like the number. Like, maybe a couple, maybe a few tornadoes. So. Definitely more than expected. And this storm is about to cross over 23 and 228 here shortly. Again, if there is any sort of tornado, it's going to be located back down in here. The south of 28, or 228, excuse me, and west of 23. Again, this storm in particular, more of a damaging wind threat in my opinion. This storm is actually warned for $half sized hail, by the way. It's a bit surprising. And hail is not really that much of a concern today. I do have a photo from Sarah Bear on Twitter. This is the hail in Middleburg, Florida. Very small hail. That's like pea-sized hail. So very tiny hail out of this particular storm. And maybe in the core it's larger, potentially like quarter-sized hail. Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of hail with this storm. But obviously more concerningly would be the tornado threat here. Um, yeah, and stay in your safe place fearing this tornado warning. There might be a small tornado here. Essentially back on this little curl here. It's happened a few times today where we've had a little curl like that and there's been a tornado. Might be one there. If there is one, it's going to be very small, for the record. Again, this is just down to the southwest of Jacksonville. And stay in your safe place away from windows, lowest floor possible. The hail in Valdosta was pea-sized. Yeah, most of the hail is going to be pretty small. This storm is not going toward New England. You have a massive ridge up there. This low pressure system snuck under the ridge. Which that ridge is very strong, for the record. Here's the latest radar scan. Don't have that little hook anymore, but still some rotation right now going toward 23. The tornado warning has officially been canceled on this storm. There is still a tornado possible label, and we no longer have any tornado warnings, but we still have that tornado possible. Obviously, we could still see a tornado here with either of these storms, and we're going to stay alive at least for a little bit longer and see if any of these storms produce. The one in Jacksonville in particular, going toward Jacksonville, still has the chance to produce a tornado, so we're going to watch this one very closely as it moves off to the north and east, especially for a very populated area. But again, good reminder, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new here. We are 30 subscribers away from 99,600. And if every one of you that are watching right now hits that red button down below and subscribes, we might be able to hit 100,000 subscribers on this live stream. So definitely make sure to subscribe down below. I would appreciate it. See if we can hit that goal tonight. That'd be kind of crazy. Check out any of the other storms here and see if there's anything. Looks like all the storms back out here to the west really not rotating right now. Seems like the majority of the action back down in southern Georgia and very far northern Florida back north of Live Oak is kind of weakened out at this point. I think really if what we're going to be watching for at this point will be the storms that are going to be down in like, let me zoom out of here, but like kind of in this area. This will be really the main area to watch for over the next few hours. So mainly eastern Florida as well as northeast Florida back into southeast Georgia. I think those will be the main areas to watch for a tornado threat over the next few hours. I say a touchdown or a tornado touchdown in Nashville, Georgia. I don't know if we've had any confirmation there. I can't remember. There's been so many tornadoes. Like I'm not even kidding. I think we had 4. I know of 4 tornadoes that we've definitely had. I'm 99% sure we've seen at least 6 different correlation coefficient drops in this live stream. I just can't remember all of them. There's been so many. I mean, we had so many tornadoes simultaneously at one point. Like we had so many tornado warnings. It's hard to keep count. And I mean, this live stream has not even been 2 hours long. And during that under 2 hour live stream thus far, we've had, again, multiple tornadoes. I mean, we had about 5 or 6. So at the end of the day, this will pretty likely be considered at least a small scale tornado outbreak. And then with that being said, we still have a chance that this storm near Jacksonville produces a tornado, but it is weakening a little bit. We'll see. Has the potential to do so. We are now officially 400 subscribers away from 100,000. Here's the live number, by the way, for those that are wondering. You're 395 away. That is crazy. I don't think we're going to hit in this live stream, but you never know. Still got rotation right now, southwest of Jacksonville. Again, it's weak and broad, but still could produce a tornado as this moves to the north and east. Yeah, overall, this storm is still there. It's just kind of kind of weakening a little bit. And then back up near the Folkston area in southeast Georgia, the rotation up on this storm is also weakened quite a bit. We are losing a lot of the rotation on a lot of these storms right now. We also have one back down here in western Florida that has a special weather statement. I don't see much out of that one right now. There it is. It's near Dunellen, going toward Ocala. No, the one near Jacksonville, really, I would say, is the most concerning out of all the storms that we have, and even this one is not too concerning. I remember when I had like 5 subscribers. Wasn't very long ago. It was like 2 years. About 2 years ago, I think. Yeah, make sure to share the stream with your friends, family. Make sure they subscribe. Again, we're now 367 subscribers away from 100K. 367. I don't know what I'm going to do for 100,000 for the record. I really don't. I didn't really figure out anything. I think it'd be way cooler to hit that many subscribers on a live stream, though, than hit it off stream. And as of right now, no active tornado warnings. We had multiple tornado warnings earlier, but we are currently without a tornado warning. I think we had 5 at the same time about 50 minutes ago. Dropped off pretty quick. Heidi, I do. There's a merch store. Link is in the description. I'll put it in the chat too. 250,000 people without power in California. Yeah, this California event is crazy. There's a lot of rainfall in here. And I'm not going to really do any live coverage on this event. I was thinking about it, but there really wouldn't be too much to talk about other than, you know, how much rain is falling. We don't have a storm chaser for that either, but yeah, California is going to see upwards of 8 to 12 inches of rain in isolated spots through Tuesday morning. It's going to be pretty crazy. It's going to be a really crazy weather event over the next couple of days. I was thinking about making a video today about that, but we went live instead. This storm is developing a little bit of a hook echo here. Got a little inflow. And this is just southwest of Jacksonville. Yeah, I'm definitely going to stay live for this storm because it has a chance to produce. But overall, it is a shrinking storm. But we'll definitely wait it out and see if it does anything. But we do have a hook now on this. Here's the pixelated version. And I'll kind of outline it again. We have a hook echo here, inflow going to the storm. And if we have a tornado, it would be located there. And there's a tornado warning. All right. That is not so surprising because this is starting to develop again. Brand new tornado warning now issued just west of Jacksonville. Again, seek shelter away from windows and on the lowest floor possible if you're included in this tornado warning. And again, this storm right now is moving northeast. This is going to be going toward Jacksonville. So seek shelter away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. Again, this is currently moving northeast. This will be impacting the Jacksonville area here in a few minutes. Has the chance to produce a tornado at any time. No reports on this particular storm of a funnel cloud yet, but with that being said, again, this could drop a tornado at any time. It's in Duval County, Florida. Again, this is for the Jacksonville suburbs, just west of Jacksonville. Brand new tornado warning. Rotation's right in there. Again, this will be heading toward Jacksonville. Moving northeast. Here's the latest radar scan. Yeah, we're getting a pretty nasty hook on this storm right now. This is the hook right here. We'll look at the next radar scan on the velocities and see what it looks like there, and as well as the correlation coefficient. Just gotta wait for them to update. No correlation coefficient drop at this time, but again, this could drop a tornado at any time. This is going to be going toward Caleb, Lackawanna, Cambon, Pickettville, excuse me, as well as Brightville and Otis, Florida. And this is just down to the southwest of Jacksonville. Again, stay away from windows, lowest floor possible, interior room of your home or building. Again, this storm could produce at any time. Let's see if we have any reports on this. Again, if there's a tornado, it's going to be located right in here. It's going to be located in that hook echo. It's going to be close for comfort, though, if you're in Jacksonville. It's going to be a close call. Aside from this storm, by the way, there are no tornado warnings. This is the main one. Again, this is going toward Jacksonville right now. We do have a bit of a hail core as well. There's probably going to be at least some level of hail embedded in the storm. But again, this could drop a tornado at any time. This is again going toward 228 Interstate 10. Seek shelter away from windows, lowest floor possible. The new radar scan will be coming in here in just a moment. And here's your latest radar scan. Again, if there's a tornado, it's going to be right in here. Let's go to the velocities again. And the correlation coefficient. It's not yet updated. It should update here in a second. Okay, again, no confirmed tornado right now, but again, this could drop a tornado at any time. And this is moving to the northeast. It's going to be going toward Jacksonville. Interstate 10, Interstate 295 as well. All in the track of this. Again, this is just to the west of Jacksonville. Lackawanna in the track of this. If there's a tornado, it's going to be crossing over Aviation Avenue. Normandy Boulevard is about to be hit by the area of rotation. So again, if there's a tornado, it's going to be crossing over there in about a minute or so. 103rd Street right there, Normandy Village, Lackawanna in the track of this soon. Caleb is about to be hit by this. The hail core is basically over Caleb as we speak as well. So that's happening there as well right now. And this is all moving out to the north and east right now. Camden, Lackawanna, Brightsville, all right now in the track of this tornado warning cell. It, again, is just to the west, southwest of Jacksonville. And the area of rotation, in particular, is about 15 miles southwest of Jacksonville right now. But again, it's going to be on track for that here soon. By the way, thank you, JB, for ordering a Max Velocity Flying Trampolines mug. I appreciate that on our shopmaxvelocity.net. All right, here's the latest radar scan. The velocities will update here in a second. Yeah, if there's a tornado, it's going to be located right in here on that hook echo. It's just to the southwest of Caleb. That's moving to the north and east. Not confirmed yet. Again, this is still radar indicated. Still watching to see if it drops a tornado. It has a high likelihood of producing a tornado in this environment. With that being said, though, this is right now what we're looking at. We got an inflow going to the storm. We got a hook echo here. Yeah, if there's going to be a tornado, it's going to be in that black circle. It's going to be just below 228. Again, this is on track to go toward the western side of the Jacksonville metro area. We'll be watching that closely. Port Charlotte? Isn't Port Charlotte down in southwest Florida? If you're down there, I'm not concerned. And by the way, the main areas that we're watching for right now in terms of a imminent tornado threat would basically be this particular storm. That's like the main one. There's also an area back down just southwest of Ocala that we'll have to watch a little bit as well. That's really the main area right now. Hey, Tony, I'm glad I could help you. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry, I missed your message. There's a little bit of rotation back down near Ocala, Florida as well. It's not much right now, but it's going to be something to watch for, just for the record. All right, latest radar scan. Again, we're just southwest of Jacksonville. Still got a pretty definitive hook echo right now. Rotation has not been super strong on this, but again, doesn't really require much in this environment for there to be a tornado. This is just west of 23. New velocities update will come in here in a second. It's a relatively small storm for what it is, by the way. I mean, when we go north to south, it's about 10 miles long. It's not huge. We do have a funnel cloud. Okay, we do have actually a funnel cloud. So we do have a funnel cloud. This is a live cam. Funnel cloud right here. That's just southwest of Jacksonville. Get to your safe place immediately if you're in this tornado warning. Thank you, Edis. Again, that right there would be a funnel cloud. You guys see that? Yeah, you go. So that's a funnel cloud right there. That's I-295. That is as of about 3 minutes ago. Again, that is a funnel cloud right there. That is just west of Jacksonville. And right there, this is, again, funnel cloud. Let's go back to here. Let's check out and see if there's any CC drop now. You have a link to that live cam, by the way? Not sure if it's still showing that. Let's see if I can find these live cams. Gonna do some multitasking here, but I'm gonna see if we can find any of these, any good views of this area. Multiple live cams, but question is, will we have any good ones here? If you find any more photos, let me know. Yeah, and this storm has a funnel cloud at the bare minimum, and it easily could drop a tornado at any time. If there is a tornado, it's going to be located right there near 134. It is just to the southwest right now of Jacksonville. Again, moving to the north and east. New severe thunderstorm warning was just issued as well for damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, as well as half-dollar sized hail. And that's the area of rotation that we're looking at. We might have a CC drop here. Again, get to your safe place immediately. There's a possibility that we have a tornado here. Yeah, I'm attempting to find more live cams here. See if we have any clearer photos here. Let's see. Here's a good view of the storm, by the way. It's a little bit blurry, but this is a pretty good view of the storm right now. You can see it out in the distance. This is in downtown Jacksonville, so it's right there to your left. And if you're just tuning in, again, this was about 5, 6, 7 minutes ago. This right here is the funnel cloud that we had on live cam at about 4:57 p.m., 4:58 p.m. So that was not very long ago. So there's at least, again, been a funnel cloud with this storm. And again, this could easily drop a tornado at any time. Just southwest of Caleb is where we're looking for the potential for a tornado. If you know anybody in Jacksonville, Florida, make sure that they are in their safe place, or just west of Jacksonville, I mean, make sure they're in their safe place. If you know anybody in Jacksonville, make sure to give them a call or text. Make sure they're aware of this storm. This one, again, could drop a tornado at any time. Luckily, it's not moving super fast. But with that being said, again, this particular storm could drop a tornado at any time. Let's go back to the velocities here. Correlation coefficient. Not seeing anything too definitive yet in terms of there being an active tornado, but we likely at least have a funnel cloud at the bare minimum. That rotation is definitely strengthening. Let's circle that again right there. Your Lake Butler. I will check that out. I don't know what Lake Butler is. Got a little donut hole here in the middle of this storm here. That's north of Gainesville. Don't really see much there. It's all pretty minimal activity. This is really the main storm that we have right now, the one west of Jacksonville. New radar, our new velocity scan will come here in here, excuse me, in a second. We'll check that out. Here's the latest radar scan. Again, this is the area that we have the most concern about there being a possible tornado. No clear, definitive correlation coefficient drop at this point. So again, this isn't a confirmed tornado, but again, we've had a funnel cloud with this. And again, we very well could see a... Oh, okay, we have a confirmed tornado. We do officially have a confirmed tornado on the ground. This is a confirmed tornado. I'm going to retweet the photo on Twitter, but there is a tornado on the ground right now. This is west of Jacksonville. Again, seek shelter immediately away from windows, lowest floor possible. This is now a confirmed tornado that is moving to the north and east. Funnel cloud also reported about a little, not very long ago. Oh, this is a video touching down at Cecil Hill. I don't know when this was. We're just gonna ignore that for now. But again, there is currently a tornado on the ground moving to the north and east. This is again near Caleb, Brightsville, Cambun, and as well as going toward Picketteville. Jacksonville is also in a potential area that you have to watch for if you're on the western side of Jacksonville. Yeah, this is at least a brief touchdown of a tornado. I'm watching the live feed right now, which again I can't show, but there is still a funnel cloud with this at the bare minimum. Looks like a brief touchdown, but again, this could drop again. The storm is still very organized, so could drop a tornado again. Yeah, if there's a tornado, it's going to be in that black circle that I have on here. It's going to be just west of Caleb, just south of Brightsville. Interstate 10 is next in track of this. Yeah, if you're included in this tornado warning, get to your safe place away from windows, lowest floor possible. This, again, has had now a confirmed tornado on the ground via video. Even if it's lifted up, it could very easily drop again at any time. Zoom out a little bit here. Right here, that's your tornado. Just to the west of Jacksonville, Florida. Now, as we speak, there is a clear funnel cloud with this right now. Again, it was a brief touchdown about 4 minutes ago or so. It is still rotating. We still have an active funnel cloud right now, moving to the north and east. This is going toward Interstate 10. Again, if you're in this area, seek shelter immediately away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. if you are included in this warning. That's your pocket of rotation right there. You can actually see a CC drop right there, looks like, from 407. So there might be some sort of debris being lifted up there a couple minutes ago. New radar scan coming in here in just a second. Again, that right there would be where your tornado is. It's just west of Jacksonville. We have 4. Again, if you're anywhere just to the west of Jacksonville, again, this has been a confirmed tornado. It is pretty unknown whether we're going to see it drop again. It's currently back to a funnel cloud, but it could drop back to a tornado at any time as this moves toward Interstate 10. And we have a pretty favorable environment still for at least the next hour with these storms on the east coast of Florida to see a isolated tornado. Definitely still rotation with this as we speak. Yeah, if you're in Brightsville, Cambon, as well as Caleb, stay in your safe place, away from windows, and on the lowest floor possible. And this has been confirmed via video. There's also been, again, videos of the funnel cloud as well. Checking to see if we have any other reports here. Still a funnel cloud. Again, there is still a funnel cloud that is going to be approaching Interstate 10 here momentarily. And stay in your safe place away from windows on the lowest floor possible. For the record, by the way, this is a photo from a traffic cam of showing the funnel cloud. That was back about 15 minutes ago. This is on I-295 westbound, looking west from Blanding. So that was the funnel cloud from earlier. Again, we still actively have a funnel cloud with this particular storm. It looks like it's trying to lower again, so again, we very easily could see a tornado again with this at any moment. Still waiting the next radar scan. We're a couple minutes behind on a new one. We should have that here momentarily. If there is still a tornado on the ground, it's going to be back in here, and the latest radar scan just came in. This is going to be crossing over Interstate 10 here momentarily. So again, if you are included in this tornado warning, stay in your safe place away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. Yeah, this storm is pretty crazy. I mean, look at the shape of the storm too. I mean, we have a very impressive hook right here. Inflow right here. Again, if there's a tornado, it would be right there. Let's check out the velocities on radar. This is a couple minutes behind. This is updated. Not a very good view of that. Can't really see the velocity since they're a couple minutes behind here. Oh, they just updated. Yeah, if there's a tornado, it's going to be located right up in here near Interstate 10. Again, moving northeast. It's going to be going toward Pickettville. Dinsmore, Biscayne Village will be a long-term location, and as well as Ocean Way. Those areas are long-term locations on this particular tornado warning cell. But again, this is not directly going toward Jacksonville, but with that being said, it could hit the outskirts of Jacksonville, Florida, if there is a tornado. So again, stay in your safe place away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. At this current time, we don't have any confirmation of the tornado still being on the ground, so I'm going to change that back to normal tornado warning. But again, we've had multiple funnel clouds over the last few minutes with this storm, so it very easily could drop another tornado as this continues to move to the north and east. I gotcha. I'll check out the traffic cam map. There are so many traffic cams near Jacksonville. See if we have any good views on any of these. Here's the latest radar scan. And again, right here is where there would be a tornado. If there is still one on the ground right now, it's going to be right there near the Brightsville area. This is a really good view right now. Of this particular storm. One second, I'm going to pull up this video. I don't know if it's going to load. All right, I'll try this again. One second. We have a pretty good video, though, of this storm right now, if I can get it pulled up. But yeah, if there's a tornado, it's going to be right here near Interstate 10, near Brightsville. It's now just going off to the... It's going over Brightsville as we speak. If there, again, is a tornado currently on the ground, it's going to be there. Still looking to see if I can find that video. These videos take a second to load. Here's a really good view of the storm. All right, here we go. This is a live view of the storm right now in Jacksonville. Look at the top right of your screen. This right here is what we're watching for. That's actually, that looks to be a funnel cloud right there. What I circled up here at the top right. That right there is at least some sort of small funnel cloud with this particular storm. It's very intermittent, though. We're not seeing it very consistently. Getting right up in here. That would be the funnel cloud. And kind of getting out of the picture now. But that right there is the storm. Again, this is live. Just west of Jacksonville, Florida. So that's what we're looking at right now with this storm. And again, this is west of Jacksonville near Pickettsville, Brightsville, Florida, those areas. So just on the western side of Jacksonville. Multiple locations still included in this tornado warning. This has had a confirmed tornado already. So we are still looking to see if any of these start to lower. We're starting to see that a little bit here. I need to figure out what my full cam thing is here. Actually, let me do this. I can just shift this over. There we go. There we go. That's a better view of it. So you'll see it there at the top right of your screen. Let me remove the circle. Right here is what we're looking at. That activity on this tornado warn cell. And this could drop a tornado at any time. Already has once. We're watching that area for the potential to drop a tornado here. There's always a chance that one of these, like a funnel cloud in here has, you know, debris being lifted up in the atmosphere. We just can't see, like, the cone, if you know what I mean. That's always a possibility. Yeah, this area in particular is what I'll be watching for. A lot of scud cloud activity, too, right there. And this is a tornado warn cell just west of Jacksonville. This could drop a tornado at any time. Stay in your safe place, away from windows, and on the lowest floor possible. This tornado warning does include, it's basically now in between Baldwin and Jacksonville. It's right in the middle of that. So still a population of 41,000. The warning itself was condensed a little bit. There is a new tornado warning on that storm, but for the time being, I'm going to stay on this because we are still watching that. Once this is out of our picture, we'll go back to the radar and we'll try to see if we can find another live cam. But again, that right there is what we're watching for the potential for a tornado to drop. Very top right of your screen. We're going to lose it here in a minute, but we should be able to find another camera somewhere. There go, a bunch of birds flying. No, when birds fly like that, that can sometimes be a sign of there being a tornado, just for the record. There's a ton of scud clouds back here, though. A lot of scud clouds, there's possibility of, you know, something back there being a funnel cloud, but we are starting to lose it a little bit. We'll stay up here for about 30 more seconds, and then we'll go to the live radar, and I'll see if I can find another live cam. There's actually a different tornado warning. We just got a tornado warning for Brunswick, Georgia. We're going to go to that here in a second. All right, so we're starting to lose that. I'm gonna see if we can find another camera here in a second. New tornado warning for Brunswick, Georgia. So stay in your safe place, away from windows, on the lowest floor possible if you're in the Brunswick area. We are in between multiple radar sites, but if there is to be a tornado, it's going to be located back down in here, moving north-northwest toward Brunswick. So stay in your safe place, away from windows, and on the lowest floor possible. Again, this is the one near Jacksonville, Florida. I am going to see if we can find another live cam on this. It is going to be difficult, because we are starting to get into a weird area. That was by far the best live cam shot that we've had today. Again, this has a history of producing a tornado. It could produce another one. So again, I highly recommend that you stay in your safe place, away from windows, on the lowest floor possible until this storm officially passes. So again, this could drop a tornado at any time. I think we have another video here. I'm not sure yet. One second. Here for a second. Severe thunderstorm warning was just issued out in front of this, so I don't think they're going to continue the tornado warning per se. We'll find out here in a second. Wow, this is a crazy shot. One second. Might be a really good video. Look at this right here. That right there in the background is a huge sheet of rain that is falling out of the sky. That is really crazy right there. That is all rain. We're looking southbound just north of this storm. That is all rain right there. This thing is dumping rainfall. That's near Lem Turner on I-295. Just dumping sheets of rain. New severe thunderstorm warning for Cary, Ocean Way, Interstate 295, Dinsmore, Beacane Village, and Beeley Heights. Again, stay in your safe place, away from windows and on the lowest floor possible if you are included in this warning. Again, that is right now moving to the north and east. We still could see a tornado out of this, regardless of this being a severe thunderstorm warning. I really have to pee, so I'll be back in like 60 seconds. All right, we're back. I've been here for like 2.5 hours and I've yet to go anywhere, so. All right, let me see if I can find a live cam again on this. And by the way, we still have this active tornado warning just west of Jacksonville for 7 more minutes. We also have one in Brunswick, Georgia. If you are in Brunswick, make sure that you are seeking shelter away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. I am working to see if we can find a live cam, by the way. So I'm trying to see if I can find one out of this area that would display the storm pretty well. Just give me one moment. We'll see if we can find anything. A little bit hard since most of these are looking westbound. Oh, I think we have a good one here. This is a pretty good one right here. That's the storm in the background there. Very top of your screen. But condense it a little bit so you can see it better. But that right there is this supercell thunderstorm. You can actually see the overshooting cloud top right up here at the very top. That's another pretty good view of this supercell. And by the way, friendly reminder, we are currently 250 subscribers away from 100,000 subscribers. Make sure to subscribe down below if you've not already. It is the red button down below. It is completely free to do. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Again, we'll be keeping you posted with the latest with these storms. Again, as of the last several minutes, we do not have a confirmed tornado on the ground anymore with this storm near Jacksonville. But with that being said, this still could drop a tornado again at any point down the road. Regardless if there's not a new tornado warning. We still have to watch this very closely. Here's another view of the storm. This is another pretty good view of the storm. See it right there on the left side of your screen. This is a pretty impressive view of this tornado-warned cell. That is something. Right there on the left. It's a much better view. Another impressive view of the tornado-warned cell. And this is the one that's west of Jacksonville. Yeah, I'm trying to see if we can find any other cameras here. There's still strong rotation right here. We actually could get a tornado right there. There is still a chance that we get a tornado out of this. That's near Dinsmore. Again, stay in your safe place if you're in this area. There's a decent potential that we could get a tornado out of this here. Again, stay in your safe place. If you are in this tornado warning, if you are in the severe thunderstorm warning, you should also be staying in your safe place because this could potentially drop a tornado here. And there is a ton of rain falling, by the way. Just a ton. It is heavy sheets of rain in this area. Again, this could drop a tornado at any time. That rotation is strengthened here over the last couple of minutes. Definitely stronger than before. Here's the latest radar scan. If there is a tornado, it's just going to be to the west of Picketteville. There's a ton of scud cloud activity, by the way, with the storm. I'm still trying to see if we can get another live cam up on here. The tornado warning has not been extended yet. I still wouldn't rule out we get an extension. There is definitely still rotation here. But you should still treat the severe thunderstorm warning as a tornado warning because, again, this area right here is where we're looking for the potential for a tornado. I'm still trying to see if we can get any better live shots on this. Again, a friendly reminder, if you're just tuning in, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We are now 230 subscribers from 100K. Here's the other live cam shot here. You can actually, you'll notice on the left side of the screen, that right there is the thunderstorm, presumably. And that'd be the storm. Oh, look at this. This is a really good view, I think. Might be the better one that we've had so far. This right here on the left side of your screen, that's the storm. It's on the very left side of your screen. I'm going to remove the tornado warning thing here. There we go. That right there is the leading edge of that storm, and that is where we're looking for a tornado. Would be right there. There's still an active funnel cloud with this storm. And obviously, if you look in the background, this is just a wall of rain. But this right here is where we're looking for the potential tornado. Would be right here. And stay in your safe place, away from windows, and on the lowest floor possible if you are included in either to the tornado warning or in that severe thunderstorm warning, because that is looking nasty. And this is I-295 westbound at Commonwealth Avenue. This is looking north. Very left side of your screen. That might be a tornado. I can't tell. We're kind of a weird angle here. That right there, back there, though, looks like rotation. There's a lot of scud cloud there, too. It is hard to tell, but on the left side of your screen, very far left, right in there. That is definitely spinning. Again, if you are anywhere just west or north of Jacksonville in the severe thunderstorm warning, this is not currently a tornado warning anymore, but right there, this would be for the, let's see if we can get any locations here. This is just north and west of Jacksonville. Again, if you're in that severe thunderstorm warning, stay in your safe place. I can't tell if that's a tornado. It doesn't look like it, but that right there looks to be spinning a bit. That is definitely low-level rotation at the bare minimum. Again, this is live. This is not pre-recorded. Tornado has been confirmed at 5:05, 5:10 p.m. We had a confirmed tornado on this storm. There was debris being lifted up. That was a little earlier. Again, nothing within the last few minutes of any confirmation on the ground. All right, we have reports now. This is a confirmed tornado on the left. That is confirmed. We have some storm chaser in the area is seeing debris being lifted up into the atmosphere. So this is a tornado on the ground, on the very top left of your screen. Yeah, it was extremely hard to tell just due to, we are kind of distant here, but that right there is rotating, obviously, and that is the tornado that is ongoing. And again, this is not tornado warned right now, but you need to be in your safe place if you're in this warning. If you know anybody in this area, again, on the north and west side of Jacksonville, make sure that they are seeking shelter immediately away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. But this structure is quite remarkable. And again, that right there would be your tornado. What I have circled in black at the top left of your screen. Oh, I have it blocked out. 1 second. Let me remove this. There we go. That's a better view. That right there would be the tornado. And this is currently moving north and east. This is, again, a confirmed tornado on the ground northwest of Jacksonville. There should be a tornado warning on this. I'm assuming they're probably issuing it right now. But again, that right there is your tornado moving northeast. I'm going to go quickly over to here. I want to show you guys where this exactly is. Again, this is what we're looking at. The tornado that's on the ground is right here. So it's just west of Dinsmore. It's going toward Beeley Heights, the Cary area, moving north. Again, right over Spalding is where this tornado is currently on the ground. Let's go back to the full cam here. Looks like it might have lifted here in the latest, like, 30 seconds. Right there on the top left, though, would be where that tornado was. Yeah, looks like it lifted. We do now have a tornado warning on the storm that had a confirmed tornado. Yeah, this has been confirmed via Storm Chasers. And obviously what we just saw in that live cam, which I'm going to pull it up again here in a second. That live cam also showed it. But this has been, at least at this point, a confirmed tornado. Again, this is northwest of Jacksonville, Florida. Here's Jacksonville. That's northwest. This is a new tornado warning for Jules Landing, Tessonia, Beeley Heights, Biscayne Village, and Cary. And as well as Dinsmore. If you're anywhere in those areas, get to your safe place immediately away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. Again, at this point, this has been a confirmed tornado. Though it says radar indicated on the warning, it looks like at this current time it lifted. But again, it could drop again. So stay in your safe place, away from windows, and on the lowest floor possible. Again, this has been a confirmed tornado on the ground. It looks like it's lifted for the time being, but this could still drop again. It has a very solid possibility of recycling. A lot of these tornado-warned storms today have recycled and dropped a secondary tornado. Again, right there at the top left, that's the lowering. That's where we would be looking at for a tornado. And that circle up there is what we're looking at in terms of the lowering. Yeah, this is a slow-moving storm. I mean, again, this is not like going at 50 miles per hour. This might be going to like 20. This is a very slow-moving storm. That circled area at the top left of your screen, that is where we're looking for the potential for a tornado. Ignore the top, by the way. Tornado on the ground. It's technically not on the ground right now. I just want to keep it on this screen since I have the overlay taken off. By the way, this tornado warning includes a population of 37,000 people. It's again in northern Duval County. Again, just north of Jacksonville, Florida. Also includes Nassau County. I will check to see if we have any other cams in a minute. Staying on this one, because this is really our best view. Time being. But man, is this an impressive supercell or what? Like, even look at the top of the screen. It's an impressive supercell structure. Again, this is the tornado warning storm in Florida. We have a Brunswick tornado warning. This is not this one. Or it's not that one, I mean. Top left of your screen, that's where our area of rotation is. I'm going to give it about 30 more seconds. And I'm going to start trying to look for another cam. Actually, I can probably start doing that now. I'll keep this one up and try to see if we can find other ones up above this. And this is, if you're just tuning in, on the north and west side of Jacksonville, Florida. As we speak, it's not on the ground, but it could drop again at any time, so stay in your safe place, away from windows, on the lowest floor possible. Yeah, this is really our best live cam shot, by the looks of it. It's still spinning there. I'm still trying to see if we have anything closer. We might have another camera here. All right, I'm going to switch off this camera for a second. We might have another one here. Here's another view of it. Top of your screen. Be right there. It might be the same thing. I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to look. Let me look at the map. Yeah, that's likely the same spot. But I do honestly like this camera better. Looks like we're starting to lose that pocket of rotation there. And the supercell, basically the center of it, is right there. Again, this is north and west of Jacksonville if you're just tuning in. Again, if you're in this tornado warning, stay in your safe place, away from windows, lowest floor possible. It's in Duval and Nassau County in Florida. Thank you, Brent, by the way, for becoming a minimum velocity member. I appreciate it. Welcome to the Velocities. Friendly reminder, by the way, we are currently exactly 200 subscribers away from 100,000. Make sure to subscribe down below. It's completely free to do. It's the red button. Been enjoying the live stream so far. Again, we do severe weather live streams like this all the time. Here's the live radar, by the way. Again, the storm is actually going over the radar site, so we're kind of losing a little bit of it, but that's the storm right there. And it looks like it is weakening. It took a left-hand turn. Looks like the rotation is weakened on this particular storm. And by the way, this is a Brunswick storm. The warning goes for 5 more minutes. If you are in Brunswick, stay in your safe place. Rotation is over St. Simons, moving northwest. And back to the live cam here. That is the supercell. The tornado threat is going down right now. But we still have, obviously, a couple storms out there rotating. Go back to this. Actually, sorry. I'm going to go to this real quick. Turn this back on. And then go back to this. All right, there we go. And this is currently a tornado warning north and west of Jacksonville. That is the storm back up in there. This is looking north. But it looks like it's weakening. And this is the leading edge of the thunderstorm. Let's go back to here. Yeah, here's the live look of the storm right now on radar. This is just north of Biscayne Village near Cary. Moving northeast, it'll be going toward Joel's Landing. This warning goes for 20 more minutes. And we also have another storm firing up behind it, back west of Jacksonville. Not really rotating right now, but this one will also have to be watched for west of Jacksonville. And we still have an environment where there could still be another tornado or two between now and about 7 o'clock or so. After 7, most of the tornado threat should be diminishing, but we still got, obviously, a solid hour and a half to go. Here's the latest radar scan. Not seeing really any rotation anymore with this. I think it's kind of dying out on this particular storm. They might be able to cancel that tornado warning. And then Brunswick, again, that warning goes for 4 more minutes. We still have a little bit of rotation near St. Simons. I'll be going over Brunswick in a minute, but nothing confirmed on that one as of now. Just a quick update, by the way. 167 subscribers from 100K. Make sure to subscribe if you've not already. Alright, I'm going to see if we have any other reports on these storms. Yeah, this tornado warning is north of Jacksonville. The storm, again, has been weakening over the last few minutes, which is good news. We'll still watch it closely to see if it produces anything. And I'm going to see if we can find any other live cams on this storm. This is the one I was showing you before, but I'm going to go back to it for a second. This is the latest view of this thunderstorm. And again, you can see it's not really, we don't really have a definitive area of rotation anymore. And even though we're pretty far away from the storm from here, it actually is a pretty good view. That would be where we'd be looking for rotation at this point. And we don't have any particular area there that has rotation. With that being said, there's still definitely heavy rainfall, maybe a little bit of lightning in there, potentially some small hail, downburst damaging winds definitely possible over the next several minutes, but it is a weakening supercell overall. Again, that is currently moving to the northeast and north-northeast. New severe thunderstorm warning for Rockville back into southern Georgia, 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds, in addition to quarter-sized hail being possible. And new severe thunderstorm warning as well, just north of Brunswick. That likely means that tornado warning will be let to expire. Again, this storm in particular, weakening very quickly. I'm going to see if we can get a camera on the storm that is west of Jacksonville, because that one has a chance to develop into something. We'll definitely be watching that closely. Wow, look at this storm. This is the one west of Jacksonville. This is not tornado warned or anything. I'll show you here in a second. That's what this storm looks like right here. I can't really tell. I don't think that's a funnel cloud, but right in here, it's a very blurry video. But right there in the background, this is just west of Jacksonville. We're going to watch this as it comes over. I'm not entirely sure what that might be. It might be a funnel cloud, but a pretty blurry video. And again, this is a different storm than what we were just looking at. This is, again, the new storm that formed west of Jacksonville. Trying to hopefully get a better view of this here in a second. I'm gonna look on radar on my phone too to see what we're looking at here in terms of rotation. Not seeing. Oh, maybe there is a little bit of rotation with this. That right there, what we're looking at here, could be a funnel cloud. That looks kind of crazy. Again, I wish we had a little bit better of a quality of video, but we're working with what we got here. Let's see if we can find any video that's a bit closer. I got another video that's slightly closer. Oh, this is way better. All right, wait, let me go to this. It's a way better view of this storm. Again, this is the one that's just to the west of Jacksonville, right side of your screen, right there. That is some sort of lowering. Go all the way over to here. Ignore my pen. Let me bring that over to the other side. But again, that right there is some sort of lowering. Again, this is west of Jacksonville. This is not warned right now. It's on Chaffee Road from FL 511. I'm trying to see if we have a CC drop on this, because this could, it might. Yeah, right there though, this is rotating right here. And that's west of Jacksonville. And that is currently moving east. It's about to cross over Interstate 10. Yeah, that right there, again, is a lowering. Again, that could be some sort of, at least funnel cloud, perhaps a tornado. On the very far right of your screen, that's about to cross over Interstate 10. That right there. As the sun is setting. Get to your safe place if you're near the storm. I'm trying to see if we have any other reports on this. This is likely some sort of weak tornado right now, about to move over Interstate 10. Again, here in Florida. I mean, to be honest with you, it looks like a tornado to me. It's just hard to tell because we don't have any definitive area at the ground there. I'm going to see if we have a closer camera again, because this is literally crossing over as we speak. I should have been prepared quicker. It looks like it's lifting a little bit now. Why are these cameras looking west? Or east, I mean. This is the closest camera we have, but it looks like something is touching down here. Oh, we have another video. Wait 1 second. But yeah, it looks like something's touching down right there. At least some sort of small little rope. Here's another video. This is a better view of it. That right there would be your tornado. I wish we could go back. This just crossed over Interstate 10. If there was a tornado, like, touching the ground there, which there might have been, that would have been it right there. Again, this is just west of Jacksonville, Florida, if you're just tuning in. And by the looks of it now, it's not touching down, but I mean, it's definitely there. That's rotation. Holy cannoli. Yeah, we don't have a view of it anymore on that one. I'm going to see if we can find any other cameras further up here. Actually, we're going to go back to this one here briefly. Again, this is west of Jacksonville. This was near Baldwin, by the way. This is near Baldwin, Florida. Here's another view. More distant view, but you can see it here. This is as it crossed over. Again, that's definitely a lowering. Let's see if we have any other reports here on Twitter as well. Yeah, it looks like there's at least some sort of brief touchdown with this storm. Bare minimum, it was a funnel cloud, but it very easily could have been a tornado that crossed over. That is, again, a live view right now of the storm. Guessing that's a tornado warning on this storm? Possibly, or a different one. It's further up here to the north. New tornado warning just north of Brunswick, Georgia. Seek shelter if you're in this area, away from windows, lowest floor possible. The area of rotation is going to be east of Brunswick. It's going to be right here. Stay in your safe place, away from windows, lowest floor possible. We still don't have a tornado warning on this storm, but there is at least the tornado possible label. Since, again, this... Oh, never mind. There we go. All right, we're on 3 tornado warnings. So we're back to basically where we were before. If you're in this tornado warning, seek shelter away from windows on the lowest floor possible. And again, this is a tornado warning for those in Tulane, Briceville, going through Keene, Crawford, Ratliff, Cary, and we also have one for Joel's Landing and Beeley Heights. This one has weakened. This storm in particular, we've already noticed a funnel cloud live, probably a tornado. This could still produce another tornado as it moves to the north. So again, stay in your safe place and away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. If you are included in this tornado warning, it very easily could drop another tornado. We're going to go back to the live shot on this storm. This is a live view of this storm. And again, what we're looking at is this right here. It's not near, we don't have really as much of a lowering as we did before, but that would be what we're looking for, is right there. That's, again, moving north. This is west of Jacksonville, moving to the north. We'd be looking for some sort of lowering in here. So we'll be watching this here for at least another couple minutes and see if anything drops here. Again, we have 3 tornado warnings right now. One near Brunswick, Georgia, just east of Brunswick. We also have one still north of Jacksonville. That one's probably going to be canceled in a minute. Either that or it's going to be let to expire. And then this is the other one. Again, this one's currently off to the north of Interstate 10, west of Jacksonville. This one likely had a tornado before even there was a tornado warning. But nonetheless, there is still at least some sort of lowering, or at least rotation with this storm as it moves to the north. Let's hold off on hitting 100,000 subscribers. let's wait a second until these tornado warnings are done, please. I don't want to hit it during 3 tornado warnings. That'd be bad. All right, let's go back to the radar. Really quick. I'm gonna see if we have any cams near Brunswick as well. Brunswick, there's a lot more rain. New severe thunderstorm warning issued for St. Mary's, King Base, and Fernandina Beach in northern Florida, and as well southern Georgia here. This storm in particular, again, moving off to the... I'm going to center this here. But this storm in particular is moving off to the north and east. This is the one that was tornado warned. It is going to be let to expire. Still have a tornado warning back near the Brunswick area. Again, this right here is what we're looking at in terms of our rotation. And stay away from windows on the lowest floor possible if you are included in this tornado warning. That's the rotation. Nothing confirmed at this point. And if there is a tornado, it's going to be rain wrapped. Again, that's just just east of Brunswick. That's not including Brunswick, but if you're in like the Harrington area, German Village, back through New Hope, those will be the areas to watch for. Yeah, if there's a tornado, it's going to be near Tulane here in Florida. I'm going to go back to the live cam and see if we got anything. Still nothing really clear on this one. There's not like a definitive lowering. There's like a lowering, but it's not really much. So this storm again could produce a tornado as it moves toward Keene, Cary, and Crawford, Florida. And not an imminent threat right now. Guys, let's stop saying the 100 thing word, because guys, I do not want to hit it during tornado warnings. That'd be so bad. 73 away though, the exact number. I do not think we're going to hit it today, to be honest. This is one of those, when you least expect it, storms. We've had a lot of those today. We've had a lot of those. There's been a lot of various tornadoes, and this is just another, I'm 99% sure this was also a tornado, but it was definitely very brief. So. Tornado warning up north of Jacksonville will be let to expire. Still got rotation right now near 301, moving toward the Callahan area, and it's going to be going toward Cary, Keene, Ratliff, and Crawford, Florida. So again, stay away from windows, lowest floor possible. This one has had a history of a funnel cloud. At this time, we do not have a clear lowering, or at least any sort of funnel cloud like we did before. With that being said, we could still see one, so make sure you're staying in your safe place. Let's see if we can find any other live cams here. I don't think we're going to have any. We're not really going to have any more live cams for this particular storm. We're going away from the interstates. Let's see if we have anything in Brunswick as well. I don't think we do, but we're going to check. New severe thunderstorm warning, or an update on this one back up near Rockville. Still quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. All right, we got a few in the Brunswick area. I'm going to see if we have any, again, definitive views. See anything right now? Yeah, we don't have any good views out of Brunswick. Again, the main tornado warning that we're looking at here in Florida is going to be one north of Baldwin. And stay away from windows on the lowest floor possible if you're included in this tornado warning. Again, this particular storm moving north-northeast. Back near Brunswick, again, this storm has rotation. It's located north of Harrington. That'll be moving toward New Hope. So again, if you're up here, make sure you're seeking shelter. Just north of Brunswick, that's near New Hope. The Boys Estate area, Pennock, Harrington, and German Village. Those areas will be in the path of that storm. Here's a zoomed out look of all the warnings. We got the other tornado warning about to expire. I'm going to take that one off, and then we got 5 severe thunderstorm warnings. I believe one of these are going to expire here shortly. Yeah, one of them is. So the majority of the tornadic activity is now being confined to areas near Jacksonville and also back through Brunswick. So those are the different areas there. Things will start calming down after sunset. Not really after sunset, but probably more than anything after about 7 o'clock tonight. Things should start to calm down more. But we still have a threat probably for the next 45 minutes or so. And we still got some stronger, we have a bit stronger of rotation back near German Village. That's going toward New Hope and Boys Estate. So we're going to be watching this particular area very closely. Again, this could drop a tornado as well at any time as it moves to the northwest toward New Hope and Boys Estate. A bit more rural areas of the Brunswick area, but with that being said, there's definitely still a lot of people here. This is near Interstate 95, which is always mayhem during this time of the day, so I know that from experience. So there's definitely a lot of people on the roadway here. The rain does not help. This is also, if there's going to be a tornado, it would be rain-wrapped if you're on the west side of it. So don't try to look outside. Waiting for the next velocity scan to come in. Oh, just came in. A bit weaker rotation on the latest scan. We still got some rotation there. It's a little bit weaker, though. Again, that's just to the east of New Hope, moving northwest toward Boys Estate and Interstate 95. Still stay in your safe place. Weakening of rotation doesn't always mean the tornado threat's done. We definitely could see that recycle. And then the storm back down here near Verdi, it is weakening a little bit. If we do have a tornado, it's going to be back up here near Bryceville. The storm is definitely shrinking in size. Hopefully that trend continues. The storm that did have a tornado northwest of Jacksonville, this one's now weakening, and it's not even severe anymore. They're going to let that one, they're probably going to cancel this warning here shortly. That storm's weakening as it moves to the north and east. So our main two tornado warnings, the main one right now I'd say is Brunswick. That one has a lot of lightning, but it also has it has a little bit more rotation than the one west of Jacksonville. Again, the one that's north of Brunswick is not imminent to hit Brunswick. Proper clarity. Gotta stay hydrated. Anybody got any photos or videos, by the way, of these storms? If you do, feel free to tweet me on Twitter at MaxVelocityWX. I'll definitely retweet some of those. If you have any photos of these storms. Yeah, west of Jacksonville, we still have that tornado warning ongoing. Storm is starting to shrink in size overall. If there is a tornado, it's going to be right in there, just along and east of 301. And then back up near the St. Simons area, back into the Country Estates area. This rotation is also beginning to weaken a little bit. That is not actually far from Darien, and then again, Interstate 95 right here. There's a ton of rainfall, but we'll be still watching the storm, but the rotation is definitely beginning to weaken a little bit on that one. Let's check out the correlation coefficient here. Zoom back in on that one. But yeah, no clear CC drop. Again, no confirmed tornado at this point on this storm either. And the severe thunderstorm warning back up in northeast Florida just expired. Where's the hail? If there's any hail with this storm, it's going to be right in this very rural area near Ford Road in Verdi. That's about it, though. I mean, and that would be around quarter size or less. And then for the Brunswick storm, it's going to be located over New Hope, the marshes of McKay. And that's possibly up to quarter size as well. But I would expect less than quarter size hail. Again, this environment is not very ripe for quarter size hail. I think we've had a couple reports of that, but it's a long shot with this sort of environment. Definitely more of a tornado threat today, but again, that tornado threat will start to go down over the next hour and a half. It should be done no later than 8 o'clock, I'd say, tonight. Again, the storm near St. Simons. The rotation's weakening out on this one. Definitely not nearly as much rotation near New Hope at this point. So this warning might be let to expire. We'll see. The rotation's way weaker than before. And then the one back down here to the south and west of Jacksonville. Again, this storm has been shrinking over the last several minutes. So, also something to think about. Apparently, an isolated brief tornado is possible just south of Tampa. Or, sorry, no, that's not Tampa. That's in California. Okay, never mind. South of San Francisco, there's a chance for an isolated damaging wind gust or brief tornado over the next couple hours. Tornado watch not expected. That is interesting. That is a rarity. All right, the rotation on both of these storms is definitely weaker than before. They are still ongoing. But I do want to turn our attention to this because it's going to happen probably at some point, and right now it's not a bad time to show it. This is the current count right now on subscribers. We are currently, believe it or not, we are currently 29 subscribers from 100K. Which, again, is just insane to say, but we're probably about to hit it. So I don't want to miss the opportunity to be able to record this exact number. So if you have not already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. It's completely free to do. We're bound to hit it at any second. Again, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you've not already. I will pull that back up once we get closer. Because I know it's going to happen and I'm just going to miss it, so I don't want to miss that. But again, tornado warning north of Brunswick. Rotation's much weaker than before. And I'm back over west of Jacksonville. Rotation is still on the weaker side, but still stay in your safe place if you're in the areas just west of Jacksonville, south of Callahan, and then north of Brunswick. All right, guys, we're really close. All right. Here we go. 7 subscribers away. 5 subscribers. Oh, my God. Holy cow. Oh my goodness. We officially hit 100,000 subscribers. I didn't even get the exact 100,000. It was 999,999 and 100,001. Wow. That is quite incredible. I really appreciate everybody's support, man. I literally never thought this would happen. But we've officially hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Wow. That is just insane. I have no words. I cannot believe it. Wow. I really appreciate everybody's support. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I didn't have anything planned for this. I really didn't think we would even hit this today. Holy cow. Who would have thought? Wow. The 900,000 view video 8 days ago pushed your channel. Yeah, that was also unexpected. I had no clue that would get that many views. That video went crazy. I think it got like 1,500 subscribers or something from that video too. Like, geez, it's just insane. I don't have many words. I mean, I appreciate everybody's support. It's crazy to hit. I don't know what we're doing for 100K. I really don't. I never really planned anything, but from the bottom of my heart, I really do appreciate everybody that supports this channel, watches our daily weather forecast, our live streams. None of this would have been possible without you guys. And again, I've said this multiple times, but I never expected to get anywhere past like 2,000 subscribers. Never. And we somehow got to 100,000. So I'm very grateful. I appreciate all of you all. And thank you for supporting the page. For everybody that's a member, if you're just a subscriber, if you like the videos and whatnot, or whatever you do, I really do appreciate your support, and means the world to me. Again, I would have never expected this to happen on YouTube. It's just crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. And to be honest with you, it's... I don't know what to say. It's just crazy. It's, again, something I never would have expected. I really do appreciate everybody's support, and said the same thing 10 times, but I really do. I never would have thought. But thank you guys all a lot. I really do appreciate it. We work really hard. Yeah, I put a lot of hours into doing weather forecasts nowadays. I mean, we do Facebook, we do TikTok, and we do YouTube. And TikTok is a new addition to the stuff I do because we do short form videos on there now. So, I mean, I put a lot of time into this stuff. But once again, it doesn't feel like a job. It just, I love doing it. You know, it's definitely a passion thing. I love doing this sort of stuff, and I do appreciate everybody being along for the journey. I know a lot of you in the chat have been here since like 2,000 subscribers, maybe 10,000, maybe 1,000, whatever it might be. I appreciate you being around for so long. It's crazy, crazy stuff. I think a photo of this. All right. By the way, the tornado warnings are still ongoing. We got one south of Callahan, and we also have one north of Brunswick. Again, both of these storms, very minimal rotation. This tornado warning is going to be let to expire, and then the other one down here near Callahan is also pretty weak rotation. Still stay in your safe place, though, if you're in either of these tornado warnings. The other one goes for 4 more minutes, and this one goes for 19 more minutes. By the way, I just posted it on Twitter if you want to go check it out. It's a horrible photo, by the way, but you're gonna work with it. Actually, no, I'm gonna retweet it. I'm gonna change this again. Don't look at that tweet. I'm deleting it. Make it a better photo. By the way, thank you, James, for the $10 super chat. Congratulations on 100,000. I appreciate that, James. Thank you for your support and your generosity. I really do appreciate it. All right, I posted it on Twitter now. I'll post a tweet in the chat again if you want to go check it out. All right. Thanks, Brent. Appreciate it. Thanks, Ski. I know. My first ever live stream all the way back in... Oh, man, what was it? My first ever YouTube live stream was back in... like, the middle... or it was like April, I think, or late March of 2022. We've done plenty of live streams on Facebook, but our first ever Facebook live stream was back in, like... I think it was like April or May of 2020. So we've been doing this for a while, but YouTube has been 2 years in the running. Or a little under 2 years in the running. I appreciate it, Bonnie. And sorry if I missed anybody, you know, saying congratulations and all that. There was a lot of comments in the chat. I really do appreciate you guys all, though. Is Facebook nostalgic for you? I mean, we still do Facebook. North Texas Weather Center is what we do on Facebook, and that page has about 120,000 followers, which, granted, Facebook and YouTube I feel like are very different platforms. But I mean, I still do stuff on there every day. We just don't do live streams on there anymore because just of issues in the past. I believe I get a YouTube play button, by the way, for this. So whenever I get that, I'll definitely show you guys. Thanks, Kaylee. Appreciate it. I think I saw that, yeah. I got a lot of Twitter notifications in the last, like, couple minutes. Tornado warning has expired back up. Or, no, actually was canceled back near Brunswick. So we're down to 3 severe, or 4. Nope, we got more severe thunderstorm warnings. We got a few back down west of Daytona Beach, and then we also got the tornado warning still up to the north. The storms that are down over near Daytona Beach don't seem to be rotating, but these have the potential for up to half-dollar sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. And these will be moving to the east toward Ormond Beach and Daytona Beach over the next several minutes. And then the last tornado warning for right now, I don't know if we'll see many more after this, is the one south of Callahan, which, to be honest, isn't really rotating a whole lot. I'd say really the main concern right now would be that storm, and then the other ones back down here to the south that are developing west of Daytona Beach, north of Orlando. Those have a chance of large hail and some damaging winds. I'd say the tornado risk, though, on these are much lower than the ones up to the north. We also have a special weather statement for St. Augustine. Gusty winds being the main concern, some small hail possible on far north there of St. Augustine. Thanks, Lynn. Appreciate it. Man, it feels weird to have 100,000 subscribers. I do have to say that. Feels very, very weird. Crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. I believe this is already considered a tornado outbreak. I mean, we've had like 8 or 9 confirmed tornadoes to this point, at least by radar. The National Weather Service will obviously do their surveying tomorrow, for the most part, and see how many tornadoes end up getting confirmed out of this. But I mean, this is definitely in the ballpark of being at least a small-scale tornado outbreak. Thanks, James. Appreciate it. Yeah, we got a couple of severe... Oh, we got a new tornado warning, actually. So, new tornado warning for Callahan, going back just east of Hilliard. Stay away from windows, lowest floor possible, if you're included in this new tornado warning. That's actually on the one that we've been watching for quite a bit now. This one's going to be going toward Callahan. I'm not sure if we have any other people on this particular storm, in terms of like live feeds and stuff, but this storm is moving to the north-northeast. It'll be going toward very rural areas of northern Florida. Again, stay away from windows on the lowest floor possible. Interior room of your home or building, if you're included in this warning. Yeah, if there's a tornado, it's going to be located right back down in here near Crawford. And again, Callahan is really the main location in the track of this tornado warning cell. We'll see what happens with this storm as it moves to the north and east. Overall, though, this storm has not been super intense for the last 15 to 20 minutes. We had a lowering earlier back when it was near Interstate 10, but it's definitely not nearly as reminiscent anymore. It lifted once it went further up to the north. No definitive CC drop here. Gonna see if we have any other live cams that might be looking this way. I don't think we do, but we'll take a look. Check it out. I believe the sun is now set here in Florida, so even if we did, it's not gonna have a great view of anything. Yeah, we don't really have any view on this storm, unfortunately. But again, if there's a tornado, it's going to be just west of Keene and south of Crawford. It's going to be over Crawford here in a second. And again, if you're in Callahan, make sure you stay away from windows, lowest floor possible. Again, Callahan will be in the track of this tornado-warned storm here in a few minutes. We do not have any live cams on this particular storm, no. I was just looking. I don't see anything. And we're kind of far away from the interstates now, so there's nothing, at least state-wise, that we have near this particular storm. Because again, basically what we're looking at is, again, this storm, and then the closest camera that we would even have would be still 15, 20 miles away, or about 10 miles away. But all these cameras are looking like this direction, so they might be looking kind of toward it. I'll still try to look and see if we have anything. I mean, the only way we would have anything is if we're looking from 295. I'll see if we have anything, though. We have a couple of videos, but again, I think we're just kind of a little bit too far away from this storm. I have one. 1 second. That's looking eastbound. Yeah, I mean, we got a view of it, sort of, but not really. This is the only camera that we got. I mean, honestly, we really can't see anything. I mean, this storm is 10 miles away to the west from here, about maybe 11 miles, at least in the area of rotation, so we're really not that close to it. And even with that being said, I mean, the rotation on this is not too crazy. We had a confirmed report of half-dollar-sized hail in Keene, Florida. That storm is producing some larger hail. And then the storms that are back down here to the south nearing Pearson and then Crescent City, going toward Palm Coast and just west of Daytona Beach. These ones are producing up to half-dollar-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. Not really any rotation with these. Again, I'm not concerned about a tornado risk this far down to the south. If there is, it's going to be a very low tornado risk. But these storms are plowing to the east-northeast. Again, the only tornado warnings left are the ones back near Callahan in Florida. Thank you, Wes Fester, for the $10 super chat. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you. I appreciate your generosity over the last few months. Really do appreciate it. Thank you, Wes Fester. $10 super chat. Thanks, Tina. Appreciate it. Solar flares have absolutely nothing to do with weather. Nothing. Like, as in, like, I mean, space weather, yeah, but not weather that we're seeing here. A lot of misinformation around that stuff. Solar tornado has nothing to do with Earth either. Those things are just not, those things do not happen on Earth. Trust me. That's something that happens on the sun. Severe thunderstorm warning for Mississippi? What in the world's going on over here? We actually have severe thunderstorm warnings. One of them is north of New Orleans, and we also got another one back over in southern Mississippi. Nothing too concerning. These are quarter-sized hailstorms, but definitely interesting. Wow, it's a pretty cool live cam. This is over in southern Mississippi. That'd be wild, though. Yeah, that would be wild. Geomagnetic storms, all that sort of stuff, it's all space-related. It has really nothing to do with the weather here. And geomagnetic storms, I mean, we see the auroras with those, but again, that's not weather that's happening. Like, that's not going to cause a tornado outbreak or whatever. That's just not how it works. Yeah, we still got the 2 severe thunderstorm warnings west of Daytona Beach. Hail core right now on this particular storm is going over New Run, just south of St. John's Park. That'll be moving pretty much a beeline toward Flagler Park. This is the direction it's going to be going. So if you're in Beverly Beach, Flagler Beach, back near Bunell, I think that's how you say it, just south on the south side of Palm Coast, I would definitely make sure you have your vehicle protected, just in case this is still producing half-dollar-sized hail by the time it gets there. I also have another hail core back here, so this might be going toward the north side of Daytona Beach and Ormond Beach, perhaps going toward Buc-ee's. Be watching for that as well. And again, your only tornado warning left is back up near Callahan. Not really much left here in terms of rotation. I think overall that storm is kind of losing its grip at this point with the rotation. I've never seen an aurora either. Yeah, I'm guessing a lot of you that are talking about solar stuff, I'm guessing a lot of you have seen random people on YouTube talking about this stuff. A lot of it is not real. I would definitely look it up on like Google and stuff and just see what comes up, but like make sure it's like a trustworthy source because there's a lot of misinformation out there about certain things. I mean, for the record, you know, even people on YouTube, like their thumbnails will show this massive winter storm, like in the northeast or whatever, dumping, and it looks like a bunch of red, and it goes to pink, then it goes to another color, and it looks like there's gonna be like 36 inches of snow in the northeast, and it never happens. I mean, there's a lot of that stuff on like YouTube and stuff. There's a lot of misinformation. Yes, there's a special marine warning right along the Palm Coast, St. Augustine area, so if you're boating at the beach or anything like that, oh, definitely go to your safe place. I wouldn't rule out even maybe a water spout offshore once these storms get there. And these storms over here to the east, actually, probably producing some water spouts offshore. I don't see anything definitive out here, but there's definitely a water spout or two out here in the Atlantic Ocean. It's a bit distant, but definitely possible there. Tornado warning storm near Callahan. Again, not really anything too definitive on this storm in terms of rotation. We'll still be watching it in case it does do anything. Frosty, I saw it. I saw it before I went live. Wow, those are some pretty good photos. This is from Sir Salak on Twitter. This is a good photo from Callahan right there. That's what we're looking at with the leading edge of these thunderstorms. There's plenty of lightning too. We have some pretty good lightning with this storm near Callahan. But as of right now, not really any there's no confirmed lowering on this at this point. Let's see if I have any other reports on Twitter, but I don't think there is any lowering. Yeah, this is northwest of Jacksonville near Callahan, Florida. Yeah, nothing confirmed as of right now on this one. This tornado event, though, is crazy when you look back at it. Again, this is going to go down in the, I don't know about history books, but will definitely go down as one of the more active weather events that we've seen in quite some time down right along the Georgia and Florida border. Yeah, we had at least 6 tornadoes, probably more than that today. And, yeah, just crazy, crazy stuff overall here today. And it's obviously, this event is beginning to wind down, as I mentioned before. Really, the end of this event should be close to 7 o'clock. We'll probably still have a storm or two out there that have some lower level of severe weather, but at the bare minimum, we're talking still about, again, some damaging wind potential down in central Florida for the next hour or so, maybe some large hail. Tornado threat should stay low down there, and then this, again, this is the tornado warning near Callahan. I don't see much left with this storm. There is still a little bit of rotation, but it's definitely broad. We will see if it develops into anything, but it's overall a bit more of a disorganized supercell compared to what we saw before. This is definitely the most active marginal threat we've had in 2024 thus far. There's no doubt about that. I mean, we haven't even had that much severe weather this year, but this is definitely the most severe weather we've seen with a marginal threat thus far this year. There is zero doubt about that. That is for certain. Just covered my car with 3 bedspreads and old cushions underneath. Apparently more hail is going to fall in southern Marion County. Where is Marion County? I feel like I've heard of it. I just don't know where it is. Oh, that's back near Ocala. I mean, I wouldn't really be that concerned about it. I mean, if anything, you might get a little bit of small hail. But these storms are not really producing much. Like, there could be maybe some pea-sized hail in here somewhere, but I'd still watch it closely because there's a storm back near Cedar Key, a little bit more intense. But even then, I mean, there's nothing definitive here that's massive when it comes to hail. It'd be like very tiny hail, if anything. Back over here is where we'd be looking at more of a quarter-sized hail threat going toward Palm Coast and Interstate 95. But even this, I mean, again, that's probably around quarter-sized at most. It was $half a few minutes ago. It's a little weakening area of hail now. And our last remaining area of rotation right now is back near Callahan. At least main area of rotation. We'll stay on this. Georgia's kind of winding down unless you're right along the East Coast. For the most part, the tornado threat will be diminishing over the next hour. Like, the only couple spots that I see anything in, there's like a little pocket of rotation back over like east of Waycross, but if you're anywhere back here, you're done. So back behind this line, you're done with severe weather for tonight. I would even say anywhere up here to the north and east, or north and west, excuse me, as well, you're done. So it's basically the only areas left would be Waycross and Brunswick. And even Waycross, you'll be winding down over the next half an hour. Brunswick will have a threat through about 8 o'clock tonight. And then Kingsland, Jacksonville, you have a threat until probably about 7, unless some other storms get firing up here. And then back near Central Florida, like Daytona Beach, Ormond Beach, Palm Coast, those areas all have a threat probably through about 7:30. No problem, Kathleen. Again, I was not expecting to go live today, and honestly, I literally went out, I don't know, probably around 1 or so, came back, all of a sudden I started seeing tornado warnings, and I was like, I might want to go live for this, just in case it gets out of hand. And I didn't expect to go live for almost 4 hours today, for the record. On a marginal threat, this is definitely our longest live stream of all time for a marginal threat of severe weather. This, in particular, has been the longest live stream when it comes to a marginal threat. I think our previous longest was maybe 2.5 hours. That was probably Colorado small-scale tornado outbreak that we had last year. Yeah, this is definitely out of the ordinary. Or that was actually back in 2022, I think. Currently looking to see if we have any reports. As of now, no reports on this particular storm. And if there is a tornado, it would be located close to Callahan. I think they might let this warning, they might even cancel this warning. I mean, there isn't much left with this particular storm. I think to be safe, they might keep it for a little bit, but we'll see. We'll get you some food. I'll be getting food at some point soon. I am hungry. I don't know what I'm going to eat, though. I have no clue. Well, Hurricane Idalia was different. I mean, I'm talking more about like a pure severe weather event. I'm not talking about like a winter storm with a small marginal threat. I'm not talking about like a hurricane with a marginal threat. They're kind of different. I kind of classify it as winter storm, severe weather, or hurricane. Like whatever the main topic is. And tornado events definitely aren't. Or sorry, hurricanes are not purely severe weather, in my opinion. Got a lot of lightning ramping up back down here to the south. This is west of Daytona Beach, going toward Palm Coast. $half-sized hail possible in this little area east of Crescent City. I'd say it's more quarter-sized hail going toward Bunnell as well as the Flagler Beach area. And then the storm further down here to the south, this one's weakening near Pearson. So really the main concern will be Palm Coast, Flagler Beach, and Beverly Beach. The storm in particular producing closer to quarter-sized hail or so right now. And then the other storm that we're still watching is the tornado warn cell back up north of Jacksonville. And again, this storm right now producing very minimal rotation at best. We don't have much left. Maybe a little bit in here, but it's mostly just gusty winds and perhaps some hail. There's definitely going to be some hail in here. We do have a little bit of a growing hail core. That black there, that's probably in the ballpark of $1 to $half sized hail right now. I didn't expect to hit 100K today. I said that before, but like I honestly thought we would hit 100,000 subscribers in like mid-March. Like that's what I said 1 week ago. Literally 1 week ago, I was like, we're gonna hit it in probably like mid to late March, maybe early April. Definitely wasn't expecting it at the very beginning of February. It was just not expected. I was not prepared to hit it today. Honestly, I didn't think that we would be live for this long. Couple more storms back down in central Florida. There's actually one west of Disney World and the Horizon West area. Not really any rotation with this, but there is going to be a potential for some small hail and gusty winds. And tornado warning will be expiring at 6:45 p.m. back up north of Jacksonville. A really nice steak for 100K. I'm not getting a really nice steak. I don't eat expensive food most of the time. It's like a rarity for me to eat expensive stuff. How's St. Augustine for tonight? St. Augustine's probably not bad at this point. The only storm activity right now moving through is pretty much it. I mean, there might be some gusty winds, perhaps some small hail, but that's about it. It's pretty minimal, not severe by any means. Really the only areas that I have concern at this point for any severe weather for the rest of tonight would be back down here in central Florida, like this area for the next couple hours. Just watch the weather closely. There could be some large hail, maybe some damaging winds, and again, this particular area near Palm Coast has that highest probability of that. Still an isolated tornado is possible, but the threat is lowering, and then we still have at least a low threat of severe weather in this area. So I would say Waycross still has a chance here. Basically, Waycross and eastward, and then back into Brunswick, Kingsland, back into Hinesville, and just south of Savannah, Georgia, have at least a low chance of severe weather. But it's definitely a lower threat. This is more of a marginal threat now, compared to what we had, a couple hours ago. Have a burrito. Tacos. Chinese food. Man, we're going all over the place here. We're really not going to be doing any California coverage in this live stream. I know there's a lot of stuff happening here, but we're not really going to do much California coverage. There actually could be an isolated tornado south of San Francisco. And really, the reason why I'm not doing California is more because we don't have any storm chasers and for that particular area. And it's not really an event I want to really cover, to be honest. I would rather cover it on videos and stuff. It's easier to do that. Because whenever I do those sort of events where it's like a big flooding event, I mean, it's going to be very repetitive. And I'm going to get asked a lot of the same questions, so it's very repetitive in that nature. I wouldn't rule out like a small forecast stream on that, maybe tomorrow or something, but I'm not going to do a full-blown live stream coverage on that. Thanks, Cheeseburger. Appreciate it. I had a cheeseburger for lunch, believe it or not. Fun fact. Tornado warning has now been canceled. Back up in just north of Jacksonville. So we are now done with that. And for some reason, I don't have my severe warning is not working. There we go. Still got Connor on here. Might explain it. So the only warnings left are back down near Daytona Beach. So we're basically pretty much almost done with that tornado risk. Access Roadhouse for dinner? I just don't think so. I don't I don't love Texrodos as much as I used to. It used to be better. No problem, Cal. Appreciate you subscribing. And by the way, I appreciate everybody that's subscribed. Yeah, I really do appreciate all of y'all's support. I know I can't thank everybody. There's too many names to thank. There's way too many, but I really do appreciate everybody subscribing. And by the way, if you're still here, if you are Lady MC with the $100 super chat earlier, I appreciate you a lot. I apologize I could make it more, you know, celebratory, but we had like 4 tornado warnings when you did that. But also thank you, Reagan, for becoming a VIP Velocity member as well. And anybody else that's become a member or super chatted, I really do appreciate it. Those were our top things from earlier. Should get a 20-piece chicken nugget from McDonald's. That just does not sound good. No, I know there's Storm Chasers out there, Winter. I'm just saying, like, I don't have those, like, licensed for us to use on live streams. Really, the only one we have right now is Connor. I'm hoping to get more, though, here pretty soon. For severe weather in particular. But even if we had Storm Chasers, it's still a lot of repetition on those sort of live streams. It would just kind of be too repetitive. And I've done I did an Atmospheric River event back last year, or maybe the end of December, can't remember which one it was. And it was just very repetitive. Have a good night, Tony, by the way. Appreciate you tuning in. In addition to hitting 100,000 subscribers today, this live stream has had 100,000 total views. I should be getting a play button. I have to look into how to get it. But yeah, I would get I'm pretty sure I get a play button. Yeah, I'll have to look into it. I'll look into it after the live stream. And if I hear any like details on how to do it, I'll let you guys know. Or whenever I'm getting it, I'll post it on Twitter, and I'll post it on every social media platform once I get it. Don't worry. Was it by email? I'll look into it. Should get it at some point, though, soon. Alrighty. Well, that's going to do it for today's live stream. It's been a pretty long one. Severe weather's winding down. And again, I really do appreciate everybody's support. Thank you for everybody that subscribed to the channel today. You watched the live stream. If you become a member, if you donated today, I really do appreciate your support a lot. It means the world to me. And again, I appreciate everybody tuning in to today's live stream. And again, somehow we hit 100K subscribers today. Didn't expect it, but it happened. Will I make a silver play button YouTube video? I might. We'll see. Yeah, I appreciate everybody. Guys, appreciate all of you tuning in today. Hope everybody stayed safe out there. Obviously, there was a lot of tornado warnings, many tornadoes. I'll post updates on our Twitter page at MaxVelocityWX over the next few days once we get those for these specific tornadoes. Just a friendly reminder, we do have flying trampoline merch on shopmaxvelocity.net, which I will post a link to in chat. But we do have things like our flying trampoline t-shirt. We also have Supercell hat and all that sort of stuff. Very popular sellers, so check those out. Shopmaxvelocity.net. The link will be in the chat if you want to pick one of those up. Supports our page. And yeah, that's about it. I appreciate you guys all tuning in. Again, thank you for your support today. If you became a member today, I really appreciate it. If you donated, thank you very much. If you did something as simple as liking or subscribing, I appreciate you a lot. If you did enjoy this live stream, found it informative, make sure to like the stream and subscribe if you've not already. We will see you guys all in the next video or live stream, whichever one it is. I should have a video tomorrow. We will see, though. All right. Thank you for watching. Have a great, safe rest of your night. We'll see you guys all again soon.